Hello and welcome to another episode of Do Go On. My name is Dave Warnicky, and as always, I'm here with Matt Stewart and Jess Perkins.
Hello.
Hello.
Dave,
Together at last.
can I ask you a question?
Hi.
Hi. It's so nice to see
So
you.
anyone ask, can I ask you a question? I say, hi.
Hi. You try to alternate between saying Matt's name first and my name first.
Yes, I every time I think...
Is that true?
Yeah.
I wouldn't notice either way.
Because we're such divas.
Do you think I should just go with Jess? Because she's the one who notices.
I care.
Okay, yeah, if she cares, then yeah, definitely.
Fantastic. Great. Okay. Well, don't worry about it, because my question was going to be like, do you keep track of this somewhere, or are you just going with your gut?
It's a gut, but like it's an informed gut. You know what I mean? I've got an
Yes.
advanced gut system.
Yeah, we know.
You've had your probiotics.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I've had them all.
Yeah.
But I think in either first or last name, Jess is ahead of me alphabetically, right? So just say it's alphabetically if you want to make me feel better about it.
Yeah.
Usually it's whoever's dressed best this week.
That's always me.
I'm afraid Matt has picked you this week by matching a yellow hat with a little bit of yellow on the jumper. I appreciate that, sir. Well done.
Doesn't really make
He's
that yellow pop.
accessorising. Yeah,
You
it's
look beautiful.
nice.
Both of you look beautiful. Not your value. Not your value.
You could do the thing that always makes you feel uncomfortable when boomer men do it, and go ladies first.
Okay.
So that would still be me first.
So I say, welcome to the show. Matt butts in, ladies first. My name is Steve Warnicky. Sorry, then you go, ladies first. I'm here with Jess Perkins. I'm Matt Stewart.
Yeah. Ladies alphabetically is before men. So I think that makes sense. Hey, just before we get into the show, I don't know if we've talked about it that much, but we're doing clips now of the show. They're up on TikTok.
Video clips.
Video clips. That's a good point. That's probably the key part of that, actually.
Yeah, it's visual.
They're on TikTok.
It's not just a smaller version of this audio.
They're on Instagram, Facebook, pretty much all the places we're on. And you can find us at Do Go On Pod everywhere apart from TikTok. We've also added Cast because the kids... I don't think they'd get it if we didn't spell it out.
They said to us, what's a pod? We did focus groups with kids.
Yeah, they said, I don't get it. We said, like a podcast? And they went, oh, okay. So we
Either
do go on
that-
podcast on TikTok.
Either that or when we signed up, we forgot. And we just...
No, do go on pod wasn't available.
Wasn't available.
Yeah, it had to be do go
I
on
was really
podcast.
annoyed that Dave Warnicky was taken on TikTok, and I was like, oh. Then I remembered that a
It
year
was
earlier
you.
I'd signed up and taken it. So it was me. Got it.
Because you're like, how many Dave
Yeah,
Warnickys
come
could there
on,
be?
I'm on Dave Warnicky. I'm Dave Warnicky and everything else.
Yeah.
The
you.
clips on Instagram tend to do okay. Nothing's gone crazy, but they go okay. But the ones on TikTok haven't been getting many views. But one of them got a few about a month or so ago.
Yeah.
And I thought and it was the only one that really got going because people were commenting. And I think that tickles the algorithm in ways that it likes. I just want to read out
As
a few of them.
opposed to like, I don't like being tickled on my feet, for example.
No,
Too
exactly.
ticklish, I'll kick you.
Yeah.
know?
The
But just-
algorithm
yeah.
likes it on the nipples.
Yes.
Yeah.
So comment to tickle the algorithm's nipples if I'm using internet speak properly.
That's right. We also asked the kids during the focus group. They said that's what we should
They
say.
said that's what they should say.
So
And
I
they
think-
said it's not weird.
If anyone listening does, want to go look at these videos, comment on them. That helps us, I believe. And if you tickle the nipples,
Yes.
then that'll really help us.
Yeah.
That's either mine or the algorithms.
Yeah.
Here's some of the comments. So the video had Jess asking, what's the American word for garbage or rubbish?
Rubbish.
For rubbish.
I guess garbage. Dave said trash. And then it kicked off a lot of comments. I'd say the majority of comments were pretty positive. There was some well, it was probably 50-50. And then I reckon then there was a lot in the middle that were, we say both garbage and trash.
Yeah.
Garbage is wet, trash is dry.
I love that. I love that distinction.
Yeah. So that was really helpful. Here's a few others. Here's a few comments that were kind of directed at us.
Okay.
Which I quite enjoyed. I think this one's about me, although Dave also has a beard. Beanie Man. This Gorka Monka wrote, Beardy Man sounds like a robot trying to hide they're not human. And Glasses Guy is from that movie Fargo. Did you? I didn't know that.
Is Bashim's in that one?
Okay. I didn't realize it was a Bashimi thing. I just thought your vibe was like snowy.
Oh, maybe Fargo cast. Oh, no. Sorry, I've got to go movie.
No, he was in the TV show, I think. He wasn't in
No,
the movie.
Bashimi was in the movie.
Okay.
Either that or I'm being compared to William H. Macy.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Or Andy McDowell? No, Andy McDonough or whatever?
Francis
McDormand.
McDormand.
Oh my God, yes.
We should also say that we were doing American accents.
Oh,
or
yes.
attempting to.
That's true.
why. So it's not just your normal voice sounds like a weird sex robot or whatever they
Yeah,
said.
not
Oh,
yeah, but
no, I didn't even. Yeah, I didn't put
your
that
American
together.
is a weird sex robot.
Yeah, I could read the next one in American if you like, so
Please.
people get an idea.
Please.
Kirk writes,
Hey, Kirk.
Jesus.
never seen people laugh so hard at something that's not even remotely funny,
Okay.
which I thought was fun. Glycerine enthusiast writes, the government needs to restrict access to podcast equipment.
I missed that one. I didn't see that one.
What government?
You know, the world
a
government.
lot
No,
of
sorry, the US government, the world government.
A lot of true.
In their mind.
Number one. A lot of them also talk to us about being British, despite
Yeah, so
the
I've got a category of.
So is it the British government that should be,
could be.
restricting podcasting equipment?
Chaz Donut commented on me, writing, the redhead looks aggressively American.
Okay.
Aggressively.
so.
But this is probably my favorite of the ad hominem or whatever you say attacks. Hallway Beatbox Battle says, they're all misshapen.
Which, I mean,
I get it.
it's not wrong,
No.
is it?
Do you think
We're all
In
cut. We
different
look like-
ways,
we're being-
each one of us is misshapen.
Is there a possibility they're holding their phone up in the wrong way? The aspect ratio is blown out a
Dave,
little
I think
bit.
you're being a bit defensive there, mate. Let's be real. We are misshapen.
Ferret says, so instead of trash, diaper, and pacifier.
Pacifier?
So instead of trash, diaper, and pacifier, they say rubbish, nappy, and dummy, and they think we're the weird ones. We don't think America's weird. We love America.
Yeah, big fans.
We've been trying to come to your country for a tour
For about 4 years.
for quite a while.
Yeah.
You won't let us in.
You can't, it's very difficult.
And it
us
sounds
in
like
America.
that might be a popular choice for some.
But actually, the US Embassy liked that video on Instagram.
Oh, interesting.
So I think we have a pretty good chance.
We're one step closer.
We are getting there. And I don't know how they saw it because I didn't use any hashtags on Instagram. But you know what hashtag I did use that has attracted all of these Americans? Hashtag America.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Wow, isn't it?
God bless
That's
them.
kind of scary that the embassy, as soon as you do anything vaguely American, they liked it. That's
Yeah.
the show.
How-
We're
Yeah,
onto you.
we're
How'd
watching.
how'd they find us?
Troller85 says, if it weren't for kangaroos and Steve Irwin, Americans wouldn't even remember you exist. That hurts, guys.
Well, that's just because of your poor education
I know,
system.
that's not
No,
a brag. That's
no.
not a brag, man.
No, we're just a small.
And Steve Irwin's dead.
That guy probably couldn't even name 4 countries. And he's bragging about that? Look, well done, man.
We are,
that's
like
funny.
Australia is a small country. Like our whole population would fit in one of their big cities. So it
Right.
makes like I understand that. But we're also the video wasn't us going. We weren't even making fun
We
of
were just
America.
having a bit of fun.
Finally, my favorite exchange. Aunt Jen wrote, "Not sure where the humor is. Not sure where the humor is." And got a reply.
Oh,
You'll find
Kermit.
it. You'll find it one day. Keep trying. And Aunt Jen said, "Not in this video." And then the person replied, "Are you okay?" And Aunt Jen said, "Perfectly fine. Just not sure where the humor is."
Oh my God. 3 comments. Thank you so much, Aunt Jen, for that
Thank you, Aunt Jen.
engagement.
And I'm sure all the people whose comments we read out there have found our podcast, subscribed to it, and they're listening to this right now. So thank you very
Yeah.
much. The system works.
A pleasure to have you on board.
Great to have you here.
No, but yeah, and if you don't know, yeah, check out those clips. You can see our misshapen heads.
Hey, no. We're not misshapen in well, one of us is misshapen in the head, but the other 2 are misshapen in different ways.
Okay, I'm bigger than you'd think.
In a weird way.
In a weird way.
Yeah.
Long nips. Easy to tickle.
But shall I explain how this podcast
Yes,
works?
if people have found us from the wonderful world of TikTok there,
Yeah.
Jess, what are they about to hear?
We welcome you. Well, how this works is one of the 3 of us researches a topic usually suggested to us by our wonderful listeners. They research it, they write a little report on it, they tell us all about it, and the other 2 sit quietly. We never interrupt, we never go on dog shit riffs, and we never do bad accents. And we always get onto the topic with a question. Dave, do you have a question for us?
Yes, I have a question for you, and that is, what is the alcoholic drink of choice for a quote-unquote gentleman robber?
Ooh, brandy.
That's actually pretty good. Actually, it's probably less, if I can borrow a word there, hoity-toity than brandy.
Oh, okay.
Whiskey.
It is whiskey, Jess! Today we are talking...
Wait, hang on. Which kind of whiskey? With or without the E?
I am going with the E.
Okay, that's what I said. Jess said without it. Whiskey with the E. So
There is
I get the point there. That's
Subtle difference in pronunciation, Jess. He's obviously got you there.
Unfucking believable.
It is whiskey. Today we are talking about Attila Ambrus, the whiskey robber, completing our triptych of heists, swindles and robberies from the last couple of weeks.
Love it. We love a heist. We love a
Yes.
swindle.
And this was not planned, was it? Or was it planned by you?
Absolutely not, because Patreon supporters voted for this many, many weeks ago now.
And they voted for mine as well last week.
So I didn't even
really
know
interesting.
we didn't know what you guys were going to talk about.
The
You don't want
Patreons
to-
are just hot for a
They
for a
are.
heist right now.
They love it.
And you can get involved and vote for topics, get hundreds of bonus episodes, all sorts of rewards we'll talk about at the end, and the like at patreon.com/dogoonpod. This topic in particular has been suggested by Alex Bain from Dublin, Julie Bay from Iowa, USA, and Cynthia Henderson, also in the USA, in Nevada. Thank you so much for your
Nevada.
suggestions.
Sorry.
Nevada.
When will I learn?
Thank you. And Dublin. Saying that correct.
Dublin.
I'd personally never heard of the whiskey robber,
No.
but this one really caught my eye, and the hat had a great little pitch.
Okay.
So that's when anyone can suggest a topic we should say, and you give us a little pitch. Why should we talk about it? And we go through the many thousands of suggestions, and
Yeah.
sometimes things pop out at you.
Yeah.
And obviously, Patreon thought that sounds cool too. So let's start. Born in Transylvania in Romania in 1967, Attila Ambrus had a rough childhood. His mother abandoned him when he was young. His grandmother, who was close with, died soon after, and he was left with his violent alcoholic father. Eventually, he ended up being looked after by his uncle and aunt, who tried to send him to school without much success. The young Ambrus was frequently in trouble for stealing, including when he and his friends decided to start a band. A lovely, wholesome activity.
Yeah. I don't see how that could get any young boys in
Just
trouble.
Stealing instruments,
Yes, instead of buying instruments, they just stole them from another local band.
stealing songs, stealing lyrics.
They stole them all. And he was arrested and he was sent to a juvenile correctional facility.
For stealing instruments?
Yeah.
Come on.
But also for stealing lyrics and songs.
Oh, no, that you should be.
That's a
you
crime.
should be punished for.
Sampling without getting the clearance from Sony Records.
Absolutely.
Straight to jail.
Absolutely. Straight to jail.
Absolutely. Wojtek Antonow, writing for the Polish magazine Peshkroi, which I had to look up how to pronounce this. Oh my God.
It's going to be rough.
I'm questioning myself already. Peshkroi, he writes, under the rule of Romanian President Nicolae Ceausescu, ethnic minorities had almost no rights, so the situation in the lands populated by the Shezklis, which are a group living in Romania, it was hopeless, and everybody dreamt of escaping to Hungary. In trouble with the police and having no prospect to speak of, a young Ambrus decided to cross the border illegally and seek his fortune in Budapest. So Ambrus went to a train station near the border of Hungary, hid under one of the cars of a freight train, which was very risky as he could have fallen onto the tracks at any point during the 2-hour journey, but he made it to Budapest, the capital of Hungary. He had no money, nothing but the clothes on his back, which were now filthy from riding underneath the train.
Yeah, that's not the best place to be.
But you say he could have. Like, he could have, if you flew there, the plane could have crashed at any point. Could have, would have, should have, didn't. Okay? That's number one. Number two, Budapest. Okay? If you're going to pronounce right, okay? Mm-hmm. Budapest. Mm-hmm. I went there and maybe my tour guide had a speech impediment, but... But it's locked in for me. Budapest.
Budapest.
Well, I haven't been there, so I'm going to have to go from you remembering a man who possibly had a speech impediment.
Mm.
So he made it to the Hungarian capital of Budapest.
I think you're hitting it too hard, but we'll get there.
He hit it at an interesting time.
Wait, you my tour guide?
Lots of lovely buildings. Look at them all.
My tour guide was Gold Member from Austin Powers.
Honestly, that's what I was really channeling that interesting. It was a time of transition. Oh, so stop that there. Just after it had left the Soviet Union, this is the late 80s into the early 90s. For 44 years before this, Hungary had been a satellite state of the Soviet Union, where over the decades the people had been suppressed. There was an attempted revolution in the 1950s. There were big violent crackdowns, thousands were killed, and even more fled the country. But Hungary's transition from communism to capitalism was peaceful and prompted by economic stagnation and domestic political pressures. But it wasn't smooth sailing because from the early 1990s, things were rapidly privatized and there was severe economic suppression. Wojtek, writing in for the Polish magazine Preszkój, sums it up as, sudden, unrestrained privatization allowed a select few to get rich while the rest had to fend for themselves. And Salon.com adds, like the rest of the former Soviet bloc, Hungary was struggling with byproducts of democracy it hadn't seen, unemployment, homelessness, and a spiraling crime rate. And a side effect from decades of repression was a distrust in authority that we will see in today's story. So that's sort of the background of where he's living. Back to our guy, now in Budapest.
Okay. Well, is that a different place or where's he moved? Somewhere I haven't heard of, certainly.
It's a neighbourhood just outside Budapest, and it's very confusing.
Very confusing.
There's 3 parts of Budapest, you know that?
Of what? Of where?
Budapest.
Uh-huh.
And what are the 3?
I think it's Buddha, Buddha, and Pest. Is that right?
Wow.
You're telling us the fact and then asking us if it's right. I don't know.
Did someone tell you this in an Irish pub in downtown Budapest?
Budapest, yes. That's where I stayed at the very problematic Aboriginal hostel.
Oh, that's right.
You have said that before.
Yeah.
Wow.
What a strange theme choice.
Very strange. But the guy hadn't been, but loved Australia.
Okay.
No further questions. Back to our guy. Now in Budapest, Attila Ambrus made a living through a variety of odd jobs, including as a grave digger, a baker, a pelt smuggler, and an electrician. Which I love that you just sort of do that as an odd job.
Yeah.
I reckon I can work this out.
Yeah, I can put in some PowerPoints for you.
Handyman jobs are often like, it's like untrained carpentry.
Yeah.
But untrained electrician? I mean, untrained carpentry is a little dicey, depending on how structural it is. But untrained electrician, I think I'm gonna have a go at this. Actually, I hadn't thought about it, but I might put my hat in the ring. I'm gonna take an ad in the local paper.
Never put your hat in the ring. That's rule 1.
Yeah.
Put your fork in the ring.
Exactly.
Yeah. Test if the electricity's running.
Yeah, the hat won't conduct shit.
Running.
You're good to go.
Now I speak like this.
Side effect. But he decided to return to his childhood love, ice hockey.
Okay.
Is that a twist?
That feels like a bit of a twist.
If I've drifted off or that, there was...
So he's been doing odd jobs because he's got no money, he's got no, real employment to...
How old is he when he's fled to Budapest?
In his early 20s.
Okay.
Has he given up music as an idea?
Yes, sadly.
He's going back to ice hockey. Okay, sure.
So he had been very talented as a child and seemed to have a future ahead of him, which sadly had been derailed when he was arrested for stealing the musical instruments. And he, went to juvie. And despite not having played in almost a decade, Attila decided to call up Újpest TE, one of Hungary's top ice hockey clubs and 13-time Hungarian league winners. So top division, one of the country's best
It's like
teams.
calling the Boston Celtics.
Exactly, being like any open spots.
I'm calling the Opals, seeing if they need a forward. Preferably on the left side, I'm pretty shit on the right.
And they're like, we've only got a wing attack. And you're like, ugh, don't waste my time.
How dare you?
So he rang them up and he introduced himself on the phone. And players from Transylvania apparently have a fearsome reputation on the ice. The sort of enforcer types.
Cool.
And he was invited down to try out as a goalie.
Sure.
They were like, great. A lot of other people from your area of the world have turned out to be really good players. Maybe you could too.
Fascinating.
Come on down.
Okay.
He stepped out onto the ice and was immediately a little bit wobbly. Which is so great. You're like, I'm good enough for your top league. And then you can barely stand.
Well, it's been a while. Okay, I haven't got my ice legs back yet.
Have you seen there's a clip that went around a while ago of bloopers. They were trying to film an ad. I think it's for a car, but there's like 3 people walking across the ice, but 2 of them are in like mascot outfits. Like one of them's dressed as like a polar bear, and he's walking along us and he keeps falling over. And so you just see this bear just keep stacking it. And but you can even see like the little gestures of like, oh, damn it, from the person inside. It's so cute.
Getting frustrated inside a costume.
Just keep falling. Good stuff. That's what I'm imagining.
Yeah, he's out
This
immediately.
goalie.
Oh my God. Budapest was formed the same year the St Kilda Football Club was. 1873, merging three neighbouring cities, Pest, Buda and Obuda.
And that's no coincidence that it's the same year as the Saints.
No coincidence, though.
One of St Kilda's twin cities, is it?
They were inspired. Wait, is the Hungarian flag red, white and black?
I think they've got green.
Oh.
Like the grass.
Like the grass at Moorabbin.
Red, white and green. Yeah, all right. So he stepped out onto the ice. Wobbled a bit. Not a great start. And it went from bad to worse as professional players from the team started pelting pucks at him, and he was completely lost. Soon it was target practice, and he was just copping them all over. And they were just hitting him at him.
Copping pucks. Was he goalie?
He was the goalie.
Okay, well that's his job.
Yeah, but he was letting them in and also being like hit in the face and like all sorts
being
of-
hit in the face, that's good. Letting him in, that's bad.
Yeah.
Use your face. So he's obviously not up to scratch. Despite this, they saw something in the young man and offered him a job as janitor of the club.
Okay.
And it came with a free room, which despite being the size of a cupboard, was greatly received, and he became an integral part of club life.
How do you mop an ice rink?
I think on one of those
Use frozen water?
no, they use those Zambozzi. What are they called?
Oh.
Yeah, Sam.
Well, they're called something, aren't they?
Jacuzzis.
You might have nailed that because all I want to say is Zambrero.
Zamboni. Sorry, everyone.
Zamboni.
Yes, don't have a huge ice hockey culture here. So so he was
Bit hot.
Yes,
Bit hot here.
We do have teams. We do have
We've
teams.
got a stadium in Docklands there.
Yeah, I've seen a game
Yeah.
there.
The Ice House,
Oh,
right?
that's cool
fun.
that you went down there.
Yeah,
What's the
Did you
team called?
Did you see the Zamboni?
yeah. No, because a game was actively being played.
So that literally became his job.
That's
he was
cool.
on the Zamboni.
I'm sure it's like we got the name is like the Melbourne Ice or something.
Nice.
I don't know, Melbourne. Yeah, Melbourne Ice. That's so funny. It'd be like having a basketball team called the Melbourne Basket.
The difference is it's actually named after the drug and not.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's unrelated.
We have a problem.
yeah.
Shouldn't be celebrated, really. Shouldn't
Well, I mean, we have a problem with death, but the quality of our ice is very good.
be. You're very proud.
Very proud
of
of
how
it.
pure it is.
We
is
also
killing a lot of
recruit
young
from the
people.
juvies, from juvenile detention centres.
So, like I said, he became a really integral part of the club. He got on really well with the players and the coach, and eventually started being asked to practice with the team, something he never missed.
Okay.
He was always on time, always like one of the hardest work, the least qualified player,
Yeah.
but the hardest working player out on the ice.
Coach's award material.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And people just loved hanging out with him.
But the others don't have to work as hard because they are capable of playing the game.
Yeah,
Just
he's
sort of-
working hard just to stay upright.
They have a base level capability, probably from playing a lot.
Yeah, that's right. Dedicating their
And
lives
so,
to
I
it.
understand what you say that like he's turning up and stuff. Oh, he's working hard, but the others don't have to work that
Yeah.
hard because they can stay up on the
It's
Yeah.
because they turned up to practice every week for 10 years whilst he was out stealing musical instruments.
Exactly right.
He's got a bit of catching up
Exactly.
to
You
do.
really got to catch up.
But he's working hard, and I appreciate that. But it's not to the detriment of the others who are professional athletes.
Yes. And with a bit of hard work, he was given the mostly honorific title of the club's third goalie. He didn't get paid to play, but he was technically on their roster.
Nice.
That's awesome. I love that.
Kind of like when I got drafted into the Year 8 cricket team and I was
Yeah.
13th man,
Yep.
which was a made-up position.
Yes.
But I got to go and miss out on maths. So awesome.
Because for people who don't know cricket, the 12th man's the one who brings the drinks out.
Well, who do you think supplies the 12th man? I'm there going, all right, so Chris, you're going to go out there with this. Here's a Powerade. He's like, I can do this. I can reach into an ice cooler.
so you were, that feels like you're bossing around the 12th man. There's a chain of command, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got told off.
You just shut up and slice those oranges
You shut up and stay on the bus.
in the heat. Stay on the bus.
So even the players who were getting paid to play, the salaries at the time weren't enough to get by on, and they all had side careers. One of them owned a video shop, another worked at a used car dealership. But for Attila, his side gig was as the janitor. But it didn't pay very well, so his other side gig was smuggling pelt furs across the border.
Oh, hard to get them up your butt.
a really hairy ass.
Guess you're going to have to get them to use one of those vacuum bags.
Oh, they suck down really well.
They suck down to nearly nothing. Once you've sucked them down, you can get about 5 or 6 up there.
God. It's like air in there. Honestly, it's beautiful.
It's more comfortable than if nothing's in there.
I dread when they take them out. So that was his side gig, but there was a crackdown on that. So he started looking around for another income source. I believe that people on the border were sort of part of the operation, and they got arrested and replaced with people who actually enforced the law, and it became much harder to do. So that's when he remembered reading about his childhood hero, Ronnie Biggs, the great train robber, who I believe Jess has done a full report on, and I'm sure remembers every single detail.
Ask me anything. It's all in there, locked and loaded.
I remember they hid out at a country farmhouse or something at one point. Does that sound
and then
right?
he went to South America and got plastic surgery. Is that right?
Yep.
Yep.
Do you actually remember any of it?
Nah.
That's so amazing.
I did not know that was my report.
Yeah, I would have guessed Dave's as well.
There's something wrong with my brain, I think.
I mean,
It's becoming a bit concerning.
it'd be funny if I'm making the ultimate mistake and I've forgotten that I'm pretty sure it was yours.
I can't get over one of the other players. He's living the dream life. By day, video store owner.
Oh, how good's that?
By night, ice hockey player. As a kid, that would have been so close to the dream.
Literally, when you write down, what do you want to be when you grow up? Well, I want to be either a basketball player or I want to own a video shop.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, this guy's doing...
You can do it all.
It's sick.
Athlete and video shop.
I
my
did do the
God.
Great Train Robbery in, the file was in March of 2018.
Wow.
Oh,
So-
yeah, that's
What
a while
number
back.
is it? Does it say there?
It doesn't say, no.
Fantastic. Do a bit of your own research.
So that's 6 years ago. Is that right? Are we in the year 2024 or 2023?
2024, Matt.
Time doesn't mean anything to me.
Keep up, Matt.
Because when you're immortal,
Yes, sure, that makes sense.
time doesn't really mean a lot to me.
And the font size is only 12, so that also tells you how young I was then.
Oh, yeah.
Now we're looking at least 14 and 120 zoom. You know what I mean?
I like it. Yeah, the 120 zoom, that's clever because you get those wasted margins.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
I'm like, you fuck off. I don't need that.
You're coming for me quick at 18.
I'm needing to wear glasses to watch TV at my home now.
Oh, my God.
It's not good.
Not at your home.
At my home.
You're coming for me
that's
quick
where
at
you
18 is something that I don't want anyone to take out of context either, please.
I didn't know you when I was 18, and I would not have been coming for you, mate.
Not quick.
Yeah.
It would have been long and
I
arduous.
would have been saying, no, thank you. You can buy me a vodka raspberry and then fuck off.
Fuck off.
Fuck off, old man.
Until I finish this and you can buy me another.
I am not coming for you quick.
It'll take weeks.
You're going to have to wear me down.
It really was the olden days. Will you marry me?
No, ask 20 more times.
Oh, it's fun.
Is it? It's hard to tell sometimes.
Well, I think in this case, if you're having fun, we're having fun.
Is that not always the case, though?
Yeah, that is.
We go by your vibe.
Yeah.
You're the
my
arbiter.
vibe, I carry this show
You're the arbiter
on
of good
vibes
taste.
alone. Okay?
You carry it, but you also kill it, depending on your mood.
That's-
There are times where I'm
that's
like,
true.
well, this one's going to be a toughie.
Jess is not in. Oh, no, we've lost her. Yeah, sorry about that. I'm in here. I'm having a good
You're
time.
here. We're talking about the Great Train Robbery.
Yeah.
I've looked it up. I had time. 142 there. Episode 142.
Episode 142.
Yes,
Okay,
and
then I don't feel bad about not remembering
No.
that.
Over 300 episodes ago, everyone. So, but anyway, our main character this week, Attila, he read about Ronnie Biggs as a kid, sort of fascinated by it, read his book religiously, and now decided that he needs money to put what he'd picked up from the book into practice.
Sure.
Because he didn't know that when he first tried crime. He hadn't done the study,
Exactly.
right? So that's why he got busted. Now
He's worked it.
He's worked it. He can stand up on ice almost.
Yeah, almost.
So he could,
Almost on his own 2 feet.
he could probably, do an ice robbery.
I reckon.
When he was a kid, he had 3 jobs he wanted to do. He wanted to own a video shop, ice hockey player, great train robber.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And now,
And the teacher said he'd never do it.
and he's
Look at him
about
now.
to fail at all 3.
His target, the local. So obviously Ronnie Biggs did big trains, millions of dollars. Attila, his first target, the local post office.
Oh,
A lot of people sending money and birthday cards.
Stamps,
Exactly.
people collect them.
Yeah.
Exactly. You get it early,
That
hold on
shit
to it
adds
50,
up.
60 years.
Yeah.
Sometimes they have like a USB charger
Oh, yeah.
for, you know, an iPod that hasn't been around for 20 years.
A lot of as seen on TV boxes
Yes.
around the place, like a sort of like a sharp knife.
Care
or
Bears plush toys, very relevant.
a few different
I
types of
wonder
keyring.
how universal this is. Or, like, even, is this Australia-wide? Or because it's Australia Post everywhere, right, in Australia.
Yeah.
So we would have weird... It's
a weird little
it's
shop.
a weird little shop.
Yeah.
And it's evolved that way, right? It wasn't always like that.
I feel like they used to have a lot more customers than they do. Now they've found themselves with lots of room. They're like, let's just fill it up with like $3 books.
They're
Yeah.
slowly morphing into a $2 shop.
Yeah, they're
Sort
yeah.
of weird.
Yeah. There's some weird shit in there.
I love it.
And then a little pull down thing to get your passport photo taken. That place has everything.
They do it
and
all.
nothing. It's beautiful.
On the way out, they're like, shine your shoes. Or
Yeah.
Or
What else you need?
Do you wanna-
for the day.
Did you want to lift
Do you
home?
want to lift
or-
home? I've got a litre of milk I'm probably not going to get to.
Do you
Make
want
me an
that?
offer.
Do you want that?
Milk as seen on TV. I'm sure milk's been on TV. I'm sure it has. But it had, so he chose the local post office in Budapest because it had no security and it felt like a really easy mark. They do cash transactions. They've got a till. No one really expects the post
Attila.
office. Yeah,
They've got a
Exactly.
till. It's meant for him.
Yeah.
exactly.
His name's all over this job. I don't know if I caught this. What era are we in? When you said USBs, I'm like, I've been picturing this in the olden days, but it
No,
can't
this
be
is
that
early
old.
to mid 90s.
Okay.
So, USBs for old iPods.
Yeah.
The original. ones.
Okay, sorry. A Discman. There we go. I've updated.
No,
the reference.
I was picturing it in black and white.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
But of course, Ronnie Biggs was only in the 60s. So, yeah,
Hmm.
it makes sense that it's. I'm guessing now that I have all the context, probably early 90s.
Wow, he's
Ooh,
good.
Yeah.
He is listening.
He is
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
Yeah, like before he was like, is he a goalie? I'm like, yeah. Yeah, that was
I did
2
say that.
sentences ago.
We
Yeah,
let that,
yeah.
we let that one go, Matt.
Well, I was just surprised because you were saying it was bad that he was being hit by the puck. So I'm like, that's the job.
I mean, it was more that they all lined up, and I think they were like, "This guy sucks. It's a bit of fun just to peg these pucks at it, basically." And it sort of became, professional athletes bullying a guy who said, "Oh, I'm pretty good," and
Yeah,
they're like,
I reckon I could play
No,
for
you're
you.
not.
No.
It does sound like it has bits in common with the Mighty Ducks.
Yeah.
Is he Goldberg?
But, Goldberg gets great.
He does get great, and that's the thing. They
Yeah.
just got to give him a chance.
That's right.
"Well, I told you, he's working hard."
Yeah.
He's
Oh,
working
he's the
hard.
hardest worker.
He's the hardest worker. So
Now he's got 3 jobs. This guy's
huge.
busy.
So his local post office. I'm gonna rob it. He put on a disguise consisting of an old suit, a large wig, and oversized shoes in case the police tried to match his footprints. Always thinking
but
ahead.
it also means you can't run away. If they're
Yes.
way too big, I'd go way too small.
Oh,
great.
I'd go baby shoes.
and as you're running,
I do that anyway.
But yeah, that's good because then they would also say has a distinctive mating call or something.
Yeah.
what about you replace your feet with like I don't know, footprints of like a duck or something?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, we were robbed by
Robbed by a
by a
duck.
giant duck, and then the person behind the till was like, "No, it's definitely a man." No. These duck prints really beg to differ.
I'm just thinking, I put on like a men's size 10 shoe or something. I'm falling over. That's
Yep.
too dangerous.
Well, I think he's wearing basically clown
Yeah.
shoes.
Wouldn't your foot would slip out of him as well? He must be wearing multiple pairs of socks.
Yeah.
Thick Explorer
Tie
socks.
them real tight.
3 explorers.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's hot, actually.
Or
That's too warm.
if they're so big, you could put on your shoes inside the other shoes.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
I'm quite
Shoes for your
small.
shoes.
I'm a size 8, quite small. But if I could probably get that into a size 14 or something.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, nightmare for some people. So many layers on your feet, like the barista from around the corner here.
Yes.
Were you there when she said?
Yeah.
She said I was wearing thongs, and she said, "Oh, so good. You must feel great having the toes out. I have to wear shoes here. I call them foot prisons."
Yeah. Yeah. And yes, in hospitality, you do have to wear closed shoes.
I'm a big fan of that.
Yeah.
But she's
great.
She says something great like that every third visit. She'll say something that I'm reaching for the notepad.
Yeah.
So can you say that again slowly?
I have to write that down.
So he's wearing the wig, he's wearing the suit, he's wearing the clown shoes, he's ready to go, but he got nervous before the job, so he nipped into the bar next door to the post office to have a whiskey.
Okay.
Okay, is this where he gets his name?
Which is so funny for me to imagine a man wearing this ridiculous outfit, just sort of sitting in the corner, sort of geeing himself up for a robbery as he sort of drinks his whiskey, which I believe he took with ice.
Okay. On the rocks.
On the rocks.
That's probably his trademark, but it would be smarter to have a drink you hate. Because they're going to be
True.
like, oh, yeah, we know something about him. He loves whiskey on ice. That's part of his thing.
Yeah, if you come out and you say...
At the local bar, you know what I mean?
Always have a white Russian. You go, well, I'm actually lactose intolerant.
Yeah,
Sorry, that can't be me.
Well, we do actually know that the robber keeps shitting himself.
The duck man has squirted.
So that does actually track.
Sorry.
Whack, whack, whack. And that was not his mouth.
Yeah.
Somebody step on a duck.
Yeah, it's a squelchy robber.
Yeah.
His pants were also too big, but which left room
For some accidents.
for adult diapers.
He's wearing a nappy, yeah.
So he had a couple of whiskeys.
Sure.
And he might have almost stayed too long at the bar because after some whiskeys, more than a couple actually, he headed next door to the post office only to find that they were shutting up shop for the day. He'd stayed and, but to be fair, post office, they close at like 4 o'clock or something in Melbourne anyway, in Australia.
Yeah, but check that.
Check
that. That's one of the
As
things you got to check.
As you're walking past, opening hours, all right, have to be back before 4. Okay, no worries.
Roger that.
He sort of stumbles in and goes, crap. So he pushed the lady at the door who's like sort of closing up for the day inside, pulled out a fake gun and said, this is a robbery.
She's like, I just want to go
just
home.
finishing up.
Could you not have come in any time between 8 a.m. and 4? Honestly.
While I was on the clock.
Sorry,
Come
I'm
on.
not
being
actually
paid for
clocked
this.
off. So this isn't actually, I'm not here for this.
Yeah.
To be honest, I'll lock up. You do you.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
I'm done.
But also, honestly, at the end of the day, they've probably put the money in the safe and she can't get it out,
Well, so what happened
We do so many heists and robbery reports, and I would say for the most part, Dave will first tell us about how much they've studied. They've watched the shop. They go, the perfect time to go in. There's a clank on the pipes at this time. So if we break the safe, they won't know that it's happening. But this guy's got drunk and gone, oh shit. Oh, quick. Oh, God.
Yeah, other times we're like, all right, they've got a crack team of 16 people. We've got the guy that can do the backflips over the laser wires. They've been practicing in a warehouse for 4 months, 8 hours a day. But this guy's like, oh, no. Knocking in. Let me in. I need to rob you. Let me in.
I was joking when I said he was going to fail at a third thing. But it sounds like he's hopeless at this as well.
Well, so he pushed the lady in. She completely froze. So Attila,
Oh my God. Ice.
the Iceman meets the Ice Woman.
Turns out he was so drunk it was actually just a cardboard cutout. So she's frozen. She's just
frozen.
scared.
It's a cardboard cutout of like Mark Taylor, the cricketer with a Fujitsu, sort of advertising an air conditioning product. Mark, open the safe.
Come on, Tubby, please.
Yeah, please, I need this. So he had to help himself to the cash, which luckily the cash drawers were still open as they were
Okay.
sort of packing up for the day.
Oh, great timing.
So he sort of stuffed it into a bag. He then ran away, pounding the pavement in his clown shoes that almost caused him to trip. Mm-hmm. He sped up as he heard shouts of robber behind him. So the lady that was frozen quick, like once he left, went, oh my God, what's happened? So she thief, robber. But thanks to his ice hockey training, which he'd been doing, remember, he never missed a session, he was now extremely fit and was able to easily escape, despite the clown shoes.
This is great. He did it.
He did it.
It's so funny the people I choose to support on this show. But I'm on his side. I only just met this woman.
Yeah.
I didn't know her from a bar of soap.
You didn't
This
hurt
guy,
her.
I've known him since he was born,
Yeah,
basically.
You've known everything about this guy. He's strapped himself to a train. He's had ice hockey
Yeah.
pelted at him.
You know his name?
Yeah, Attila.
Great. Yeah, we're
Attila
listening.
the honey. That'd be fun. What do you think?
That's good
good.
stuff. That's a fun drag name.
Yeah.
Oh, that's actually a great drag name.
Attila the Honey.
Yes, please. Wow.
Bit of fun.
So he counted his haul. It was 548,000 forints,
Oh.
which is a Hungarian currency, which is about $5,500 US, give or take.
That's not bad.
Which to him was an absolute fortune.
Yeah.
He couldn't believe he was working for minimum wage as a janitor in like an economy that was already very tough for most people. So he was like, this is more money than I've ever seen in my entire life.
But you were
Buy his own
saying-
Zamboni.
Yes.
He
Go
rocks up.
freelance.
Yeah.
So going from rink to rink, and then you realise this Hungary's only got the Budapest only has one. Oh,
Damn
crap.
it. You were saying that obviously it's a really tough time for a lot of people, but for some, it's great. Like,
Yeah, that's
some
right.
some people are very wealthy. Just a small.
As stuff had,
Because I'd like to be one of them.
exactly. I think that the key is like as the banks and post offices and stuff had privatized, some people went in there and were like, "Well, I'll buy the bank."
Yeah,
and then they become billionaires.
Yeah.
Sort of like what people say in Russia are oligarchs. They sort of take over one part of what was previously, government run, and then they take it over and then they become a billionaire. I think that has sort of that kind of thing has happened here, where some people have become incredibly rich while a lot of people are incredibly poor.
That sounds like a good system.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't fault that.
You want to, don't you want to divide out the wealth? That's what they say. Divide it out.
Amongst-
a lot to
Yeah,
some.
a small group.
And a small.
Guys, it still adds up to 100.
Yeah, that's the main thing.
That's it.
Yeah.
You got a
Nothing's
problem
gone missing.
when it doesn't add up to 100.
Yeah.
That's when you got a problem.
Hey, we can still account for all the money.
Yeah.
I just have all the money now.
Yeah, I've got it.
Yeah.
I'm accounting for it right now in my yacht.
Nothing's gone missing. So he was like, it's so easy. He thought I found a new career. I've made more money in one day than I would in a couple of years
Yeah,
doing my other job. And it was an hour's work. I got drunk. Easy. Great. 2 months later, he did his second robbery. This time, doubling his take from the first job. And he had improved his technique, saying, in the beginning, I was far too polite. But later on, I realised you have to show self-confidence to be a proper bank robber.
You can be polite and confident.
Yes.
Look at Dave Warnocky.
Yeah.
Thank
Far
you.
too confident,
But
Yeah.
very polite.
but very polite.
And
Almost.
a great bank robber.
Too polite. Yes.
Yeah.
Please place the money in the bag.
Now, that's the confidence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Please do it soon. Please.
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 Okay, please.
Please. Honestly, I can hear the sirens.
Come on.
I think that might be coming for me.
You're losing the confidence, Dave.
Confident, polite,
Yeah.
panicking.
CPP.
From there was no looking back. It was all too easy. He robbed banks, post offices, and travel agents, all of which at the time had almost no security whatsoever. Under the old communist system the country had only recently walked away from, armed robbery was simply unheard of. It's just not a common crime whatsoever. They didn't have security guards, alarm systems, and CCTV was incredibly rare.
Yeah,
Just
fair.
the perfect time to get into the game.
Yeah, for sure. They're just not ready for it.
Because the next guy is going to have a lot more trouble.
Yeah.
Because they'll be ready. But
Today's
the
bank
first-
robbers, they have to be so
They're up
clever
against it,
about
aren't
it.
they?
Yeah, it's tough.
High definition cameras
Yeah.
everywhere.
Oh, and okay, well then I'll hack people's bank accounts. That's traceable. Great. It's tough out there for
But
robbers
I've got a
these days.
VPN. Well, they've somehow figured out a way around that.
Yeah.
What?
I don't know. Is that possible?
You've transferred it directly into your bank account, and that was a bit of a mistake.
I think Dave just realised that his VPN isn't going to save him. What?
Oh, no. I have to make some calls and burn some laptops. I've been hacking. All night.
You've been hacking away. So he's going on a robbing spree.
Yes.
But also, I know we're joking about how hard it is for robbers these days, but humans really do ruin everything, don't we? Like you had a bank, you could go into the bank, get some money out, and off you go. Because there wasn't security, because there was no need for security. And now it's like everything has a security guard, and it's
All right, Job, what about Job? All right, Job, what about Jess? All right, Jess, what about this?
yeah,
Creating jobs.
creating jobs for security guards. Okay.
Okay, Job.
Okay, John, what about this?
And let's be honest, the old system wasn't perfect either, because I believe there was no robberies, because if there was anyone committing a crime whatsoever, they'd be worried that the government would make them disappear.
Right.
So there was also...
There's that.
But that also helps the job market or the job seekers, because that's one less person you're competing with.
Yes.
So either way, either one more job available or one less person looking for a job.
Yeah.
Either way, you are better off.
Yeah.
People
Yeah.
said, what happened to Daniel, our lead accountant? Disappeared.
Disappeared, but there's a vacancy.
That's nice.
System works. They all work. So he started, robbing full time. but also working as an ice hockey guy.
Wow, it sounds like part-time.
Yeah,
then.
part-time. But it sort of became his main job.
Right.
Before that, this is on the side, but now he's like, no, this is my main.
It's certainly his main income.
Yep. Yeah.
For sure. So I think at some stage you have to go, well, this is the one that's giving me years worth of salary in one go. I probably do need to dedicate some time to it. You know what I mean? Obviously, I'm very passionate about ice hockey. I'm one of the best in the country. But I am going to have to put in some time and effort into robbing.
Yeah, that's his career now, and hockey is just it's a hobby.
A passion.
And it's good to have hobbies.
Of course.
It really is.
Yeah. And you know what? You don't have to make every hobby a job.
Yeah.
Because then you end up with no hobbies.
And lots of jobbies.
Too many jobbies.
It's a weird energy today. I don't hate it. I'm just confused by it.
I'm having a nice time with my friends.
I really hope that if he eventually gets done, it's in a warehouse full of Zambonis. Like he's just gone. He spent every cent on Zambonis.
Well, I hope I don't disappoint you. I haven't read it.
That's exciting for everybody.
You got ChatGPT to write this?
I really did.
We should do that one time.
Yeah.
That would be pretty funny.
None of this happened.
Yeah, I think the biggest downside of it is that it makes stuff up. Apart from that, it sounds like a great thing.
Great.
Yeah.
Love it.
I saw there was something recently where they were quoting an Onion article as if it was fact. Unless I was also reading an Onion article. But it was like there was some, satire article about how scientists are saying adding rocks in your diet is good for... And then one of those AI intelligence things was saying that was fact. Good for your diet if you eat a couple of pebbles.
Oh, my God. You telling me that was fake? I've got to make some more calls. Burn some laptops.
Dave, they've got... I don't think the burning of the laptops is going to help.
You've still saved it all to the cloud, mate.
Oh, no. I'll have to burn down the clouds.
Dave, those stones are still going to be in you.
Oh, God.
Whether or not you burn the thing that told you to do it.
So he's like, I'm going to do more of this. He carefully chose his targets. You'd be happy to know, Jess. There is some rhyme and reason here.
Okay.
And he took a bit from the Ronnie Biggs book. He was inspired by his childhood hero. He measured the distance to the local police stations, planned at least 2 escape routes, and observed the routines of the buildings and the people who work there. So he was, from the first couple of smash and grabs, he started thinking about it. He would don...
Well, you have to if you're going to make a career out of it.
He would don a series of elaborate disguises incorporating wigs, facial hair, and costumes. He also made sure that there was a bar nearby that he could have a whiskey at.
Oh, it's his ritual.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's part of it. I get that. I used to have a little gingerbread before I went on air, on radio. Coffee and a gingerbread.
If you didn't have one, did you start thinking, oh my gosh, it's not going to go well today?
Yeah. Yep, big time. Wow. And those are my worst shows.
People could tell. People texting in saying,
Jess, you're off today.
Had you GB?
Yeah. What's going on?
Your GBNC?
Yeah.
Have you had one today?
No.
And it shows.
I know.
That's why you feel weird.
Yeah.
We need to get
this
you a
is a
GBNC.
me problem. Yeah. Yep.
So
sorry, guys.
You're great. The Independent, which has a great article I'll link to, writes, Ambrus soon became addicted to the adrenaline buzz of robbery. He said, it became like a game. When I started getting into the role, I got kind of an urge, and I managed to give the authorities a ride so many times, it became something of a sport. After a while, my main point was to succeed.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's tricky, isn't it? Because I'm sitting here like, I reckon I'd do a few and then go, that's enough money. You know? And
yeah,
then
but he can't quit while he's
ahead. I know,
ahead.
that's what always seems to be the case. And it is like, yeah, when you're winning big at the casino and stuff, you're like, well, what have I got to lose? All of that. You could lose all of what you've just won. That's free money. It's interesting when it does get sort of addictive for them.
Amazing that you did mention the casino there.
Okay.
Because he also was addicted to gambling.
Fantastic. Fantastic.
And this was the way he would feed his addiction was he needed more money to keep gambling.
Jeez, the casinos would love what he's doing. Basically, they're just taking all the proceeds from these crimes.
Basically, they're laundering it, aren't they? Yeah.
Yeah.
For themselves.
So I imagine if he ever gets done, they'll be like, "You need a lawyer, mate? We'll give you the best lawyers in town.
Yeah.
We can't have
we
you.
need you
can't
on the
lose this
street."
customer.
Before every robbery, he would go to a nearby bar in disguise, like I said, and have a whiskey or 3 or 4. Loved to drink.
Okay.
Loved to drink.
They should be celebratory whiskeys, ideally.
Yes.
You know,
I think
here's a little hey, something to look forward to.
Earn it.
earn it first.
Exactly. You can't go straight to the drink.
Yep.
You got to party afterwards. Anyway,
I just get sleepy too. And I'm not doing my best robbing when I'm sleepy. But, everyone's different.
yeah, but no, it would really G him up, and afterwards, the bar would work out. The guy drinking at the bar in disguise was the guy who ended up robbing the place 2 doors down. So the press started dubbing him the whiskey robber. So they gave him the nickname.
It also means he's telegraphing that that's what he's going to be doing as well, right? They see someone in a weird disguise drinking whiskey.
And they're like, I'm just going to call the cops.
Yeah, I might just call the cops. Let Larry next door know that he might be getting robbed soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, but maybe his disguises were so good.
Oh.
People started to think his feet really were that big.
And large wigs. You have to remember large wigs.
Yeah, the bigger the better.
Yeah.
It's sort of a double bluff. It gets to a point like terminal velocity and sort of wig size. Like it gets so big, it's so ridiculous. You think, well, no one would wear a wig that ridiculous. That's got to be his real hair. It would be rude to say something.
Yeah.
I'll just leave him alone.
Leave him alone.
This sounds like either he was inspired by it or vice versa. The Sideshow Bob
Totally thought of
being
that.
framed by framing Krusty. Big shoes, crazy wigs.
Yep. Really big shoes.
Really big shoes.
Really
big
big.
shoes.
I thought of that as soon as I was writing this. And he was seen as a gentleman robber, being known to bring flowers with him to give to the female workers he stole from.
Oh, the men don't get flowers?
They're not getting shit.
That's bullshit.
Yeah.
Men like flowers.
I like flowers.
What's your favourite flower?
I love yellow roses.
Oh, that's a high.
I don't
highbrow
know.
flower.
I don't know why, but it just reminds me of. I reckon like a nice neighbour or something.
Yeah.
In my childhood, must have had them or something. Because whenever I see him walking around in someone's front yard, I'm like,
You pick them. You take
I
the whole bush.
Yeah, I dig the bush out.
Yeah.
And you say, thank you so much.
I'm running out of places to put them.
I know, your front yard is getting ridiculous. It's hard to park. But beautiful.
Beautiful.
Your favourite flower, Jess?
Oh, I like many flowers. I like tulips.
Oh, yeah.
I love sunflowers.
Oh, tulips are lovely.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
love
tulips are
tulips.
fun. Love sunflowers. Love
Do you remember-
chrysanthemums.
Oh,
They're beautiful.
Happy Mother's Day.
Yeah, mums.
Is
They're
that them?
fun.
The tulips remind me of Easter as a kid as well.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember the red tulip ads? I think they had it like there was an Easter egg hunt on this ad.
Right, the chocolate
And there was
brand,
a little chocolate egg inside a tulip.
Oh, that's cute. Yep.
Everything comes back to an ad for you. I love it so much.
An ad and nostalgia, yeah. That's me.
So?
Dave
Okay,
never said,
your
did he?
Oh,
Never said
lilies for me.
Oh.
Lilies, great choice. Great choice.
So he had a gun, but it was never violent. So that's another reason he was seen as a gentleman robber. The whiskey robber got addicted to his new lifestyle, completely funded by his robbery exploits. He loved to drink, like I said, gamble, and travel, blowing the thousands that he stole on those three things. He took his friends on exotic trips to Indonesia, Madagascar, the Canary Islands. So he's traveling all over.
I mean, fuck yeah.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
You might as well enjoy it, I guess.
Yeah. He told Kaput magazine, I was a gambling addict and I blew a lot of money. And I love exotic places. I've been to almost 80 countries.
Wow.
And I thought it was illogical to build a house or something because things like that could be taken away from me. So I squandered it and lived.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Oh, yeah, okay, now I'm rooting for this guy.
Yeah.
But he has done multiple robberies.
for-
That is a crime.
He's a good time, not a long time kind of guy.
Yeah, that's a good way to live.
Is robbing a good way to live?
No, but I think spending all your money is.
Yeah.
And I would advise people to do it by joining patreon.com/DucoPod.
The ultimate pleasure for you.
For now.
And then I get their money. And then I spend the money.
On other people's Patreons.
Yes.
It's a good system.
It's a great, beautiful system.
Love the arts.
Yep. I'm a patron of the arts. I get it now. Patreon. I might have a little time out for a bit.
What is the E
Hooroo.
bit from, though?
No idea.
Dave will know.
E for internet.
Yep.
Oh, internet.
Internet.
Yeah.
Ethernet.
Yep.
Yes, thank you.
Yep, that's
Ethernet cable. Patreon, Ethernet cable.
Yep.
Great. System works.
Yep.
When his hockey teammates asked where his new car came from, considering his miserly janitor's salary, he came up with various reasons. He said that he was a gigolo on the side,
Okay.
or that rich female partners were supporting him.
He was a sugar baby.
Yeah, that's what he's saying that, or that he was still smuggling animal pelts as he had been previously.
Oh, okay. So, okay.
So there's
One of his excuses was a crime.
That is so funny. Like, no, yeah. If
Just
you think
crime.
there's any sus, no, I'm just getting this. These are proceeds from crime.
Yeah, that's all. Anyway, let's get to practice.
Okay.
Come on, boys.
True.
And he's riding Zambonis down the streets now.
Yeah. Yeah, it is funny to be like, I'm a gigolo. Oh, sugar mama. Crime. Anyway.
Yeah, I'm a hitman.
Let's
I
get
get
to
paid
it.
$1 million per job if you're looking for a hitman.
Yeah.
I never do anything illegal, though.
No. There's a trail of dead bodies behind me, but
I'd never rob a bank if that's what you're asking.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's crazy. And make sure you remember that I've said I would never do that. And I
Yeah.
never have done that. And I never will.
Also, I'm going to need an alibi for the last 3 nights. Somehow he continued to play hockey the whole time, and as time went by, the club began to rely more and more on their part-time third-choice goalie. Remember when he joined, he was kind of honorary. Like me, he's the 13th man, never going to get called up. But he was dedicated and never missed a training session, sometimes going straight from his robbery to the ice rink to train.
Okay.
After one such robbery committed before game night, like on game night, he wore his goalie's mask the whole time on the bench because police had published a composite image of their suspect and he was worried that he might get recognised. You know, with a few thousand people in the stadium watching, he's just sort of got the mask on in case people go, hang on, you look a bit like that guy.
what would the odds be?
Yeah, that is always a crazy thought to me because I've seen police drawings and then forgotten them immediately. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I'm never going to be like, hey, that guy in the front row of all these thousands of people, he looks just like a police composite drawing I just
to
saw.
the point where like it could be on the TV and you could be standing next to it. Like often in movies, there's sort of like in a
Yeah.
TV shop or something. and
Yeah,
there-
is
there's
your
like
brain
50 of
ever
their image.
going, all right, I'm alert now?
Yeah, well, it's my responsibility to look for this person now.
I think unless it was like they've got a Z tattoo on their cheek
Yeah.
or something, you know, like otherwise it's like nearly always it's some white guy with brown hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Unless they've got a picture of like some
cartoon of one,
CCTV
too.
and it's a very clear photo and it's somebody you know well. And then you go, that's Darren.
Yeah.
You know? But otherwise,
That's- you're not gonna
your
recognise
face
them.
is immediately gone
Like, I could
in my
walk
brain.
past like someone so distinct looking, like Christopher Walken on the street, and I'd be like, I seem to recognize that guy from somewhere. Anyway, I wouldn't think about it. And then later I'd be like, was that Christopher Walken?
Yeah. But then you doubt yourself because
Yeah.
it was so long ago. You'd be like, nah, surely not.
And he'd say, hey, Davey, you didn't recognize me on the street?
Honestly, A. Davey was really good, and then you kind of lost it a bit there.
Okay.
I thought it got better.
Really?
Personally,
All right,
yeah.
so from the top, A. Davey didn't recognize me. on the street.
Personally, I'd never had it, and
No.
it was meant to be bad.
Let's
but-
go
What do
again.
you mean?
No,
wanna hear it.
I mean, I'll try really hard.
Meant to be bad.
I'll try really
we
hard.
don't do that here.
Sorry,
Would it
no,
help
you're
if-
right.
would it help
Sorry.
Would it help if I addressed you as Christopher?
Okay, yeah.
So I'm on the street, I'm looking around, I go,
Line. Jess, what's my line?
Hey, Dave.
Yeah.
You didn't recognize me on the street?
Okay.
oh, all right, maybe, this doesn't make sense if I do recognize you. All right, I've sent you an email
Okay.
saying, was that you? And then you've called me.
Okay.
Okay, so the email's coming.
Perfect.
Bing! Hello, Christopher. This is very strange. This is Dave Warnicky from Melbourne, Australia. But did I just see you in the food court at Melbourne Central? Regards, Dave Warnicky.
Great.
Hey, Davey boy. Loving it. Why didn't you say hello to me on the street? Davey, come on.
Something about a solid gold watch?
I got a solid gold watch. Okay, Dave, come on. Shimona.
And there, he's lost it. He has
But it
lost it.
was
He's gone
so
into
great.
MJ, but it was perfect until then.
Beautiful.
No
Where?
notes.
Which bit was wrong?
Shamal.
Oh, that's not him?
No.
Didn't he used to say that when he was a hip hop star in the 80s?
No. No.
Okay.
But otherwise, perfect no notes. Beautiful to watch you transform. Always an honour to watch him work.
That was beautiful.
We're very lucky, you and I, Dave.
Oh my God. To be in the presence of a master?
Yeah, to watch him work like that on a regular basis is such a treat.
So back to the hockey rink.
So back to the hockey rink. Now I'm like, yeah, no, I think you're right. That is spot on.
Yeah, I hear it now.
I hear it now.
I hear it in myself now, yes.
Yeah, that is exactly how he talks.
So, as time went by, he got called off the bench more and more. And not because his talent had greatly improved, but because the club was struggling.
Oh.
They'd won a series of league championships throughout the 80s, but by the mid-90s, they were well past their prime. The club had money problems and couldn't afford an A-grade goalie, and Attila became the starting goalie for a
Wow.
series of games.
Had the club considered bank robbery?
Well, had he considered just, or does he want to play? Because
Yeah, he loves it.
yeah, right. So there's no real reason for him to kick money in.
Oh, to
'cause
lend
it
the
would-
money because he would cost his job.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be tricky because he loves it so much. So obviously he wants to support the team, but he also wants to play.
Yeah.
And he's pretty bad.
Here's $1 million. It's for everyone but a goalie.
That's right.
I'm goalie. Get 10 Wayne Gretzky's around him.
Yeah.
Him
Easy.
being me.
Can we clone Wayne Gretzky?
So he's a starting goalie for a few games.
Great.
Did he rise to the occasion? Absolutely not.
Yes.
All you got to do is be in the way of a puck. I could be in the way.
Yeah.
You often are.
According to my favourite Polish magazine, Prejkoy, forgotten how to say it, sorry. They write, fans of the Budapest team remember this period as the worst in the club's history.
Wow.
In one game, Ambrus managed to give up 29 goals. Another time, he led in 88 over 6 matches.
Yeah, that's a
How high
lot.
scoring is hockey?
Well, I've seen
29 feels like a lot.
That's a lot.
I've
isn't
seen
it?
games that I think they're often like 2-1
Yeah.
or sort of soccer, slightly higher
That's
than
what
soccer
I'm thinking,
scores,
yeah.
I
So
think.
29 is a lot. But that
Yeah,
also then
that's-
means that his teammates aren't doing a great job either. It's almost like he's the only player on the ice
Oh, so-
for his
Did I
team
not say that? They could only afford one player and it was him.
because he's free.
But I think opposition's always going to get shots, and if every shot's just going in, like a normal goalie would, like they're not going to. The whole team can't stop the others from having a shot
But they
29 times in a game.
they could play defensively better.
Yeah.
Yeah, they could just line up like a wall.
Yeah, just be a wall.
You're on the side of Attila the Honey, and I like that.
Yeah, I'm always on
It's
Attila
not
the
his
Honey's team.
Exactly. Attila the Honey. Can't do wrong.
No.
So he's not going well or so well on the ice,
Mm-hmm.
but often he was rising to folk hero status.
Okay.
The media and public followed the whiskey robber's exploits, and many championed him as a modern-day Robin Hood, with many making favourable comparisons to Hungary's most famous outlaw, Sanda Rosa, whose robberies had been romanticised since the 1840s. They're like, it's like someone saying the modern-day Ned Kelly or something here, being compared to, or Robin Hood, despite the fact he's not giving, he is robbing from the rich. He's not giving it to the poor. He's just like taking it to the casino,
Yeah.
giving it back to the rich.
Back to the rich.
But also, he's giving it to resorts around the world.
Yeah, and they need that.
We don't know.
The
Maybe some of
Madagascar
them
hotels
could-
are very, very happy to take his money.
Yeah.
And a lot of the public saw the whiskey robber as the good guy, robbing the establishment, bucking authority, and giving the middle finger to the man. They saw him as stealing from the very banks that preyed on the poor. Those people are saying they get richer, we get poorer. He's just taking a bit back. He was the little guy going up against law enforcement, and he appealed to the Hungarian psyche towards the state, most or all state officers and those in power. Sociologist Professor Georgi Spelli told The Independent, when politicians are seen as licensed criminals and the police are widely viewed as corrupt and incompetent, everyone would cheer on a bank robber. So that's sort of the political and social climate at the time. People are like, hell yeah.
Right. How interesting.
This
Rob 'em.
would be the best time for you, Jess, as someone who knows to be one and done in this game, to go put on some big shoes and a big wig,
Yeah.
rob a bank. They'll just assume it was another one of his.
Yeah.
You won't have to, you wouldn't even be nervous.
Oh, I'd love that.
And at the side of the robbery, to make sure they know it's you just drop like a little, oh, sorry, I just dropped a small bottle of whiskey there.
Yep.
I was drinking that at the bar around the corner before. I am the whiskey robber.
Easy. Bye.
Bye.
And then I've got, $1 million.
Exactly.
I imagine I got $1 million.
Yeah.
You were much more successful than him with
Great.
your one.
All you need to do is make sure you're living a busy social life as well, so that for all the other robberies that he's done, you've got alibis ready to go. Because it won't cut it if you're like, oh, I was watching TV by myself.
Yeah, which I am doing most nights.
But I think this could really work for you.
Yeah, okay, great.
So I think we just need to wait for the next time Australia has a costume serial bank robber.
Hopefully they're around 5'7".
I think we're due for a 5'7" costume bank robber.
Yeah. Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, this will be great. We'll need to edit this out, I think.
Oh, yeah. AJ, can you just chop that bit out?
Yeah, chop all that out because that will be incriminating in the near future.
Yeah, and certainly don't keep it on file looking to collect any rewards down the track, AJ.
That's not like AJ.
That would be a breach of the editor's code.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
You'd be jailed.
And we hold you to that editor's code, AJ.
Do we have extradition rights from New Zealand?
I think we'll have to go to him and kill him.
Okay.
And hey, we've always wanted to go to New Zealand.
That
Beautiful
would
little
be-
holiday
Oh my
at the
gosh.
same
so
time.
great.
How lovely would that be?
I'd love
So
to.
nice.
Yeah.
We could do a few live shows while we're there.
Oh, gorgeous. We go, we do a hit show.
It would be a shame though, because I was thinking our first New Zealand show would have him on as a guest, but
Well, I mean,
he'll obviously be dead. Oh, we could kill him after.
yeah, we were there a few nights. The ultimate alibi.
Oh, fantastic.
And at least that way we know where he is.
Yeah.
You know, because we invite him to come to the show and then we kill him.
Well, that looks sus, actually, inviting someone to the location where they get killed.
Wow.
Oh, AJ, also edit all this out.
Editor's code. So stories of his robberies became so popular that at one point, Hungarian crime TV shows reportedly publicly asked the robber to commit his robberies on Mondays or Tuesdays so that journalists could be ready for their Thursday broadcasts. They've got 60 minutes or whatever is on Thursday. Oh, man, if you do it on Monday or Tuesday, that really gives our producers a bit more, edit and lead in time. So if you could do that, that'd really help us out.
Well, it's always Thursday coming, guys. Do it next Thursday.
Yeah, but it's old news by then. The newspapers have already covered it by then.
And
That's psychotic.
you're really putting me in a tight spot here. I'm being Attila now. You're putting me in a tight spot here because that means that the cops also will know I'm going to be doing it on one of these 2 days.
It's 2 days, though. The bank's only open 5 days anyways. There's no skin off your back, really, is it, Attila?
Well, it's less than half the opportunities. I like to have options.
Well, if you hate producers, I guess do what you will.
Dave, you've worked at a news show
As a producer.
for a long time.
Yes, as I was a producer, I used to reach out to politicians and say, look, if you're going to fall over so we can make fun of you, you could do that before 2 p.m. when we have our meeting. That would really help me out.
Really helpful.
Otherwise, I've got to button up on the radio and say, hey, we've got a late one of the Prime Minister falling over. Do you reckon that's funny?
Yeah.
Falling on a kid playing rugby.
We'd go into meltdown when that kind of thing happened. It was amazing.
It's good stuff. So it's tough, but you don't generally need 2 to 3 days notice. Usually the news is done on the day, and I've seen news reporters doing voiceovers with minutes to spare before their package was shown on the news.
Yeah, but you prefer not to, though, wouldn't you?
Sure.
You'd prefer not to.
We would prefer not to.
You're just saying ideally you do Monday or Tuesday. No pressure, but ideally.
Yeah.
What is the news here in Budapest? Thursday, they want a crime to happen on a Monday? That's not news.
No.
That's old.
I agree.
So, he's going for the high five and you're missing it.
It's so close to my head. Yes.
Well done. But when you have that really long pause, it really has the same feel. So he's big in the news. People are loving reading about him, watching him on TV, or his crimes. Obviously, still a mysterious figure at large.
He's an enigma.
But he really made a fool of police, or at least showed their incompetencies for what they were. Sometimes he would rob the same location 4 separate times, and still the authorities seemed to have no way to stop him. And like I said before, robberies of this kind were completely foreign to police in this part of the world in this time of history, to the point that they apparently didn't even have the knowledge to collect fingerprints at the crime scene.
Wow.
They didn't know how to do that. They just didn't do that previously. Which
it
seems unbelievable to me, but I read that in a couple of places. He was the thorn of embarrassment in their sides, so a crime task force was set up just to take down the whiskey robber. It was led by Lajos Varjú, an officer who later admitted he learned a lot of his detective work from watching the TV show Columbo.
Oh.
Incredible.
Sorry, just one last question.
One more thing.
Oh, one more thing. I've never seen it either.
Yeah,
I only know what people say, so I don't even know what it sounds like. One more thing.
Yeah.
One more thing.
Just one more question.
Sorry, you
just
could,
got one more question.
If you could just, I've just got this thought that's just coming to my head. If you could just,
Sorry,
I'm sure it's nothing. But,
what do you do on Wednesday nights?
And you said you're not a smoker.
Is that right?
One more thing. But I just can't help but notice a little bit of ash on the floor here. I'm wondering
What could that be
honestly,
about?
could you just allay my curiosity?
Okay.
Is that okay? Just one more thing.
I only know him from being the grandpa on The Princess Bride.
Is it Peter Falk?
Peter Falk. Peter Spoon. No, yeah, Peter Falk, I think,
Oh.
maybe.
Peter Falk. I always pronounce that as Falk. I was wrong. There you go.
What? Please don't go off me.
Are you going off?
You're going off what I
Did you see his Christopher Walken? He can't say most words.
Peter Falk, twice nominated for the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor. Good for you.
You were just instantly convinced because of what I
Yeah.
said.
Why?
Yeah, but it makes sense looking at that. That's Falk.
Falk.
Falk, one more thing. Yeah, I watched a lot of Columbo.
Yeah, right. Sorry, Dave, just one more thing.
Because the structure of that show was you'd see the crime be committed and and then you'd watch him slowly unravel it, and that would be sort of the entertaining part of he'd put things together.
Yeah, I'm a bigger fan of
Yeah,
the who done it than
Yeah.
the how done it or whatever.
Just the frustrating of someone not working it out. Come on!
Yeah.
He clearly did it. It was insurance. Fuck.
Fuck, Columbo.
We all saw it. There was a camera crew there.
So anyway, the head of the task force, Laios, he's watched a lot of Columbo.
Sure.
So he knows how to solve crimes. At one point, the police were so desperate to catch Attila that they consulted a woman and her crystal ball.
They were so desperate they consulted a woman. I mean, come on.
Don't tell anyone we're asking you this, because this is so embarrassing.
Oh my god.
But we are desperate.
We've tried a bunch of men with crystal balls and they gave us nothing.
Yeah.
So now we're at our wits' end.
No, she had a crystal ball to try and pinpoint where the robber would strike next. You'll be so surprised to know this method failed.
What?
Didn't work.
Or maybe she was just on the team of the robber.
She's pro-whiskey robber.
She's like,
Good
she's
for her.
leading the cops astray.
I just hope that they don't ask a woman again.
I
because-
hope they've bloody learned their lesson.
Yeah, come on.
God,
What a waste of time.
I wouldn't be asking a woman.
One more woman. At one point, the robber got lucky when the police raided the building next door to the one he was robbing, they're so close, and then he escaped. He recalled another time that as he was attempting to escape, he got tangled in a rose bush.
Yellow?
It was a beautiful bush.
Beautiful. Who was robbing my house?
During which he fell over and passed out. He regained consciousness hours later. The police had left without noticing him, and he was free to return home with the loot. Absolutely ridiculous
What do
scenes.
you mean?
So he got tangled in a bush, fell over at the bottom underneath, hidden well enough that they didn't notice him.
He was right there.
Yeah.
And they're looking around going, oh, bloody hell, he's done it again.
Where could he
He's
be?
passed out in a bush.
He's disappeared into thin bush.
That bush is snoring. Which is weird, but we don't have time for that.
I
We're looking for
shall
this man.
not investigate.
It's making it hard to concentrate. Shut up, Bush. Shut up.
That's what they should have a dog on the scene. A dog could find a man in a bush. Like any dog, it doesn't even have to be trained.
Yeah,
I think my dog could find a dog. Yeah, a man in the bush.
But a male dog.
I went to a male dog. I was asking a female
Yeah,
dog.
oh my God.
What's a man in the bush worth again?
Six
Forget the maths.
6 in the hand. It's worth a man in the bush.
As well as pumping the robber up as a hero to the people, the media went hard on the police for their ineptitude and inability to capture him. So the media started taunting them, being like, you guys really suck, don't you? The most embarrassing incident for the police was the whiskey robber's 13th robbery in 1996. According to The Independent, he had his usual whiskey and then walked to a nearby bank. Yes, he had his disguise on as usual, but this disguise was as Laios Varju, the head of the task force assigned to take him down. He wore an iconic or very striking pinstripe suit, a hat, and a distinct mustache.
Oh, so he's taking the piss.
Oh,
he
my
really took the
God.
piss, dressing up as the very guy who is struggling to capture him.
But like really accurately, so people are confusing him for, or like a clownish version of it.
We know what you're doing. Like a parody, like someone dressing up as Freddie Mercury at a party. You're like, very good. I recognize who you are. You're not going to like fool people.
Is it a dress-up party?
No.
Or is it just like somebody's dressed as Freddie Mercury at a wedding?
And you're going, very good.
Okay.
I see what you've
Yeah,
done.
you got me. And it's actually, it's just a guy with a mustache. You're like, okay, I get it. Yeah, Freddie Mercury.
Any guy with a mustache, I love your music.
You have the voice of an angel.
Oh my gosh. Such charisma.
One of the best there is.
Jess, you did a report on them.
What?
This is from Adam Liebel, writing for The Independent in the year 2001. As the robbery progressed, this is as he's dressed as the head of the task force, one of the bank's workers phoned the police. The officer who took the call asked, "Are you sure you're having a robbery?" Well, eventually they'd established, yes, it's a fucking robbery.
So there's a string of robberies happening. They've got a whole task force going to try and stop these robberies.
I know,
and then
this is
somebody
unheard
calls
of.
in a robbery, and they put them on hold for a bit because the kettle had just boiled. And so then they came back.
Your call is important to us.
You are second in queue. Okay. Anyway, and so finally get to you. Yes, what? Hi, sorry to bother you. I work at the bank and we're being robbed right now. Are you sure?
Are you sure?
Hey, you sound like a woman. Are you sure?
It probably was a lady and they just didn't believe.
Honey, are you sure?
It sounds like a bit of an overreaction,
Yeah.
doll. Okay,
Okay.
So,
Let's not bother the police, okay? They have actual work to do. All right?
Okay.
a few minutes later, Varju, head of the crime force, and his men headed to the crime scene, and 2 police cars crashed on the way. The television station...
Into each other?
I don't know if it was separate incidents or... Which would be so funny if it was. The television station TV2 was already on air with a live report when Varju finally arrived. So the media had managed to get there first.
Before the cops.
She also called from the bank to the media and they said, okay, great, we're on our
We're
way.
on our way. Thank you for
The
calling
cops
us.
are like,
Toots,
okay.
come on.
Are you sure
Are
it's
you
not
sure?
just the breeze?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure if there was a robbery going on, someone would have called.
Yeah.
Like, I'm calling right now.
Are you sure it's not just your time of the month?
You can be honest.
It's making you a bit sensitive, isn't it? Is it just a customer asking for their money? Because that's what a bank does. Do you want to go back and just check?
Is this your first day?
That's okay if it is, but I will arrest you.
No, they didn't steal that piece of paper. That's called a receipt. They're allowed to
They're
take
allowed
that
to
with
take that.
them.
They should take that with them.
So TV2 gets there first. They're live on air with a report when Varju and his men finally arrived. The whiskey robber was already long gone.
In a bush.
He's sleeping in a bush
somewhere.
TV2's reporter turns to the camera and says, and last but not least, here comes the police. Like, so embarrassing.
Yeah, more and more I'm on the side of the robber now.
Yeah, it's so
It's
bad.
so funny.
They didn't believe it.
Yeah.
2 cars crashed, and then by the time they get there, they're just getting sassed by, well.
Oh,
And
look
to-
who's arrived.
To wear such an ostentatious sort of suit and everything, to be like, I'm the man, I'm the guy, and to be so incompetent as well. It's very funny.
Oh, so great. So
I really want to stand out. I want everyone to know I'm the one who can't solve this. I think now's the time to quit, man.
Yeah.
It's like we're playing Beat the Bomb here. You know that old radio
yes.
game?
Yeah.
$1 million. $1.2 million. Stop.
Yeah.
Stop. Come on, Attila.
And they're always like, we'll just play the game to see how much you would have won. $58 million. And they're going, no. Oh, no.
You just got 1.2.
I know, but you'll feel like an idiot because you could have won $58 million.
You would feel like a fool. But God, that Beat the Bomb would have gone on for ages.
Yeah. 3 hours later, please say stop.
Hurry up. Come on. The show's
Please,
over.
Stop it.
The next show is outside the studio very mad at
They're
us.
banging on the door. So he didn't quit while he was ahead, sadly. He kept robbing
Why
and he
would you?
kept drinking. He progressed from 1 or 2 whiskeys before a job to settle his nerves to sometimes taking down a whole bottle. He was getting cocky and falling into his partying, drinking lifestyle. And he decided to enlist the help of a partner so he could attempt even bigger robberies. He recruited Gabor Orban, a young ice hockey player and teammate of his and also the son of the coach.
Okay, this feels like probably a mistake. I'm just going to say that now.
The young and impressionable Orban was keen to enlist when he was basically like, hey, I've been watching you. I think I can tell you my secret. You know how I've got all that money? I'm the whiskey robber. And the young kid's like, hell yeah.
Cool. I want to be
I-
the Smirnoff double black robber. Yes.
Already branded. Got a deal in the works.
I'm sponsored by Smirnoff.
It would be amazing. So all up, they did another 12 jobs together. The 12th was a bank in January 1998. And it took a lot longer than expected. So he's been robbing for like a few years and the police haven't caught up with him yet. And he's done well over 25 robberies. Haven't got up with him. And this time, it took a lot longer than expected to get the money together. So for once, the cops were actually able to arrive in time.
Right.
Even factoring in multiple car crashes.
Stopping for lunch.
Getting lost.
They've had to just drop in because it was Grandma's birthday, so they had to drop in, sing happy birthday, have a slice of cakes.
We don't know how many more she's going to have. How do I make it?
Following the GPS, ending up in a paddock.
Yeah.
How we end up here?
No, the bank's somewhere around here, I swear. The robbers fled on foot and a chase ensued in which Orban,
Oh, no.
that is,
Liability.
was caught.
Yeah.
But the whiskey robber, Attila, dramatically dived into the Danube River and got away.
No way.
How cool is that?
I don't know, because I'm imagining it a bit like the Yarra, and that's gross.
Oh, actually, yeah. And this is a cold climate at times of the year too, so I
Probably
don't know.
not
With a
great.
sack of
January
cash.
1998, that would be cold.
Yeah.
That'd be
But
very
he's
cold.
used to working in, like, he does his job in an ice
Oh,
rink.
true.
right. This is nothing for him.
Is he with cash?
I don't think he has much cash with him from this robbery, but he's still got some stashed. So he got away, but sadly, all good things must come to an end.
Ah.
By which I mean his terrible hockey career, because that night, Ambrus's ice hockey team were due to play, but 2 of their players, for some reason, didn't show up.
Oh, no.
And everyone heard that Gabor Orban had been arrested in conjunction with the robbery, and now his teammate Attila was missing. The crowd put 2 and 2 together and realised their goalie, Attila Ambrus, must be the famed whiskey robber, and apparently they kept chanting his name throughout the match. They were proud of their guy.
Oh, my God.
Meanwhile, Attila, emerging from the Danube, headed for his house, where he grabbed a stash of cash, and his beloved dog, took his dog with him, jumped into his car.
Well, yeah, Dave. He's not going to leave the dog behind. It can't feed itself.
No, it's a really smart dog.
Oh, okay, yeah, great. Oh, then that's quite nice that he took the dog.
He needed directions. So they jumped into the car, headed for the Romanian border. And once they get across, they thought they could escape, into somewhere else in Europe and live on the lam. Sadly for him, this time the police were onto him and he was arrested before he could make it to the border.
Damn.
There was another media storm. Their hero had finally been caught. The Hungarian daily Magyar Hírlap editorialized after the arrest, saying he didn't rob banks, he merely performed a peculiar redistribution of the wealth that differed from the elites only in its method. So people are still very much on his side. Facing a hefty sentence for his 27 robberies, he cooperated and agreed to a confession as long as an attempted murder charge brought against him was dropped, because he was accused of firing his gun at police, but he maintains he just shot it into the air.
Mm-hmm. There were police in the air, but he did not know
a
that.
helicopter. And when I say gun, I mean rocket launcher.
It was very cool.
And that is where the story would end for most robbers. But not our folk hero. We're now in 1999, and he's in a detention centre awaiting his sentence when the guard on duty was distracted.
Oh, no.
Attila lowered himself out a 4-story window using a makeshift rope made up of bed sheets,
No way.
towels,
No way.
extension cords,
And ropes.
and a 58-metre rope.
He actually had plenty of rope, but
I don't want to waste good rope. No, the last thing was shoelaces. He was trying to get every little bit extra because the rope wasn't quite long enough, so he had to jump the last couple of meters, spraining both his ankles in the process. But he was once again free. Apparently, no one had ever escaped from that prison before.
wow.
No one had tried. No one thought of it.
Yeah. Yeah, back under the old government, you wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
And this brought the whiskey robber to full cult status in Hungary. The media could not get enough. A national daily newspaper declared him our national hero, the bank robber.
Isn't that? It's so funny. Imagine, like, I can't picture Australia doing that.
No.
We're too rule followy.
Yeah, we are. We do love rules here.
Yeah, when at a press conference after he escaped, someone in the media said, how do you feel about the fact that, you know, of the 10 million people in Hungary right now, most of them are cheering for the other guy? And the guy's like, the Lajos, the head of police, was like, this is a real sad state of affairs to show what the country is going through when they're cheering on him. But they just thought he was, you know, the little guy up against the big guys.
Wow.
They loved him. And the police, they're upset that they were once again being made a mockery of, and Budapest was shut down. Hundreds of cops were deployed. Helicopters hit this guy. Hopefully no rocket launchers. As the manhunt began. Meanwhile, Attila quietly hid out in an apartment being looked after by trusted friends. He needed money, and after a few weeks decided to go for one last job.
Always.
It was his 28th robbery by this point, and it went horribly. Apparently, instead of a glass of whiskey, he had more than a whole bottle, and sources differ on this, but Precoy writes, Ambrus was so drunk that the bank employees laughed at what he said. Upset, he took only the money from one till, which was 230,000 forints or less than $1,000, and he escaped by a true miracle. Whilst the Independent writes, he entered the bank and yelled, you know who I am. I have nothing to lose.
Okay, but say that again like you've had a bottle of whiskey.
You know who I am. I have nothing to lose. Sharon.
Chad!
And they laughed at that?
Well, he scooped up millions of forints in his drunken excitement. This is where it went wrong. They write he lost the key to the bank's doors that he'd just locked. They laughed. He shot in the air, fled into an alley before hiding out for hours under a parked car and fleeing to his hideout. Again, the cops are not looking on the ground.
The cops aren't looking, I don't think.
Either way, it was
that car is snoring.
Attila, if you don't come out, you got to come out. We've asked you. That's the rule.
That's the rule.
If you don't, damn. Why is that car snoring? Sorry, there's a fella under this car. Mate, you got to get your car checked out.
Yeah. Something's not right.
Something's
there,
not
champ.
right.
Mate, are you under there fixing it right now?
Yeah.
Do you need a hand?
Because that's a real problem. So there's a couple of stories there, but either way, it was a failure, and so he had to go in for one last shot.
Yeah, but then that would be his 29th, and then at that point you may as well go for a 30.
Yeah, round it up.
I think so.
What? Yeah. Is he going to have learnt from his mistake there, Jess? Do you reckon? Drinking a bottle? What lessons is he gonna take out? Is he gonna be like, need to drink less, or is he gonna be like, need to drink more? Didn't quite have enough.
I
not
think more.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think more. Yep. That would be what my instinct. Yeah.
Yep.
2 bottles.
2 bottles of Smirnoff Double Black. Thank you to
right.
the good people at Smirnoff.
Yep. That's too many standard drinks.
Yeah, that would kill a person.
Oh, man.
We're up to robbery 29, as you said, and this was a much more successful robbery, netting him much more than ever before. 51 million forints, around $200,000. But
Oh, no.
he did leave a piece of crucial evidence at the scene of the crime.
Business card.
Don't they know? They know it's him
Almost.
now.
Passport.
Almost, he left a telephone card that he'd used to call the number of his hideout.
Oh,
Police tracked it down and arrested him, with 400 officers taking part in the arrest.
that's so.
They were
many.
not taking chances.
That is overkill.
You'd look out your window and you'd be like, is there like
A party happening?
a party, a demonstration going on downstairs?
400?
400.
So then every other criminal in the city's just having a field day
yeah.
because there are no
Which is
cops.
you.
That's me. That's when I strike.
Yeah. You're no longer covered by people thinking you're him, though. But still, this is your second job,
Yeah,
and definitely the last one.
that's right.
Yeah. You could quit whenever you wanted.
And I will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
After one last job.
Number 30. His trial went for 10 months and again was a huge media spectacle. this time around the world as people heard of the part-time goalie/janitor who became the most famous bank robber in modern Hungary's history.
I think it's strange that the whiskey robber name stuck once they knew he was a part-time goalie. Don't you think part-time goalie robber? Okay, whiskey robber's better.
Part-time goalie/janitor robber. Zamboni robber.
Oh.
Zamboni thief.
Oh, that's good.
That sounds like he steals Zambonis.
It
And even when you said whiskey robber at the start, I was like, he's stealing whiskey?
Yeah, doesn't he?
No.
By the barrelful, no.
He's just drinking it.
He was sentenced to 15 years in prison at a notorious place on the border with Slovakia and Ukraine. He later described it as, quote, the end of the earth where even the birds don't fly.
Because he's shooting at him.
At first, whiskey was smuggled into him by his girlfriend, hidden in a plastic bag, hidden inside a bottle of fabric softener. But it was discovered, and from then, no other contraband could be smuggled to him, so he had to go sober. He was eventually released after 11 years for good behaviour, spending his time on fitness and education, eventually earning a Master of Fine Arts degree.
And ripped.
Oh, he was ripped.
He's ripped and he's got a master's. So now he's an art curator and stuntman.
Well, these days he runs a pottery workshop in central Budapest, another skill he picked up in prison. He also has a workshop on a farm and he makes income from both farming, that, and also he's got a third job. Finally,
Of course he does.
His third job, he gives motivational talks.
Oh, yeah.
Who is he motivating?
I think
because he was so popular, right?
Yeah, and he went from a life of
celebrity chat.
Yeah, and also I went from a life of crime. Now I'm like, I hit rock bottom. I had no money.
Yeah.
Now I've come out and I made an honest life
now
for
I'm
myself.
wholesome.
He
Yeah.
can talk in the schools, being like, I'll tell them how I can, I made a life after crime, but everyone's like, tell us about the
Tell us
crime.
about the crime.
Yeah.
We don't care about the pottery.
And he's also like, yeah, that's real. I just have to sell it to the schools saying it's a lesson. But
once
anyway,
the teachers leave the
here's
room.
what I did.
Yeah. And this one was really sick, actually.
He still leads a pretty public life. Kaput magazine interviewed him in 2022, and I'll link to that article as well. And the authors Jessica Krieger and Roland van Oystern caught up with the then 55-year-old for what seemed like more than a few drinks. They kept referring to how many. He was like, come on, finish your beer. We've got to get another one. So he still loves a tipple. He's now married and has children, saying, being a father has changed me incredibly because now the center of my life is not myself, but the children. A book was written about him in 2002 by American writer Julian Rubinstein. It's called The Ballad of the Whiskey Robber. In the Kaput interview, Ambrus says he feels ripped off by only getting $1,000 and claims that the author, Rubinstein, made a lot more money from his story. Johnny Depp later secured the film rights, but so far it's not been made. I tried to track down a copy for this report because it's got some good reviews online, but I couldn't find it in any bookshop. There's no ebook or not on the Australian Audible. Could get it in America, but not sadly here. So might be worth checking out if you want to hear more about this story. In 2017, a Hungarian film that translates to The Whiskey Robber was released and was a huge hit.
Johnny Depp was in it?
No JD. Apparently, I think it was the second most successful Hungarian movie ever. So he's still very famous in his homeland.
After the Mighty Ducks. Is that them?
Yeah, they love ice hockey over there.
They love ice hockey.
He actually makes a cameo in the film as a taxi driver, as he often used taxis to escape.
Oh.
So a little nod to himself there. My final quote from, and I'm going to look it up to say it correctly.
Imagine using taxis to escape.
Yeah, taxi.
You'd be sweating on it. Like, I really need to get going. Mate, can you put your foot down? Wouldn't you? Like, you're trusting a different driver every time as well to not tell them where they dropped you off.
Well, better than an Uber, I guess, because that will track you.
True. My final quote from Peshkroy. That was an excellent article that really helped me write this report, and I will, of course, link to it and other sources if you want to read more. This one was originally published in Polish, because it's a Polish magazine, but translated by Nathaniel Espino. And when asked if his criminal career was worth it, Attila said, in fact, prison was my salvation. I was rolling downhill through alcohol, money, adrenaline, and numbness. What I did was bad and selfish. I committed many crimes and made mistakes. I can't change that now. I've done my time, and I have no intention of returning to the past. Now I want to do everything I can to return to society and just concentrate on living. And then in another interview with Kaput, they said, would you ever come out of retirement? And he said, only for several $1 million.
The price is right.
Yeah, he was joking. He's like, oh, only if it was a lot. He's like, no, I wouldn't really. So there you go. That's the story of the whiskey robber.
Has he remained sober?
Oh, no. He's, like I said.
Oh, yes.
In that, 2 years ago, he was like.
You're right.
I think there was beer, there was whiskey, there were multiple drinks that they were referring to.
Right.
I think so. Yeah, no, he's.
He got sober in prison for a while, got his life back on track, and was ready to get into it again.
Yeah, once he had access to it again, he's like, let's catch up.
But yeah, he seems like he's enjoying his life,
What a character.
and he's no longer committing crime, but he's still.
I really enjoyed that story. And yeah, I love a gentleman robber.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, obviously it wouldn't be nice working in a bank or a post office or whatever that's getting robbed. So
Yes.
it's not entirely victimless like we always sort of say, but nobody was hurt. It's so funny that the whole country basically is like cheering him on, that he just becomes this folklore hero.
That's what's so fascinating about it.
And
Yeah.
so I'm picturing the bank attendants being like, oh my God, it's him.
He chose our
Yes,
bank.
whatever you
Of
like.
course.
Here you go. Is this okay? Is
Can I
that
have your
enough?
autograph?
And like people are diving and being like, "Can I have the flowers? Can I have the flowers?" But there you go. So the last 3 weeks, if you haven't listened to the last couple, have been we did a hotel heist,
Yep.
and then the Perth Mint swindle,
Yeah.
And so there you go. Like we said at the start of the episode, we never know what the others are going to report on, so it just happened that way. But I think it's been a fun little triptych, as we always say, because my
Yeah.
art teacher said it wrong when I was in high school.
My art teacher said Yosemite instead of Yosemite.
Oh, love it!
And it trips me up every time because I remember at the time being like, but it's Yosemite Sam.
Yosemite.
I was so sure, and I was like, well, she's an adult. She'd know. And she didn't know.
She didn't.
She's
She was
an idiot.
basing it off Vegemite.
Yeah. It's Yosemite.
Vegemite.
Vegemite Sam.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's better.
Have we been saying it wrong this whole time?
Probably. Dave, fantastic report. What a fun story.
Thank you. A bit of a
He served his time too, so I feel
Yes, that's right. And no one got physically hurt,
Yeah.
so that's always good.
And yeah, broke out of jail once.
Oh, yeah, they bring out a jail once.
Yes, and the only one who got hurt was himself, and he hurt his ankles.
That's right. And
That
then
would
he-
have hurt.
Would have been interesting to know what would have happened if he didn't drop that phone card. But I'm guessing eventually he was getting done.
Yeah, I mean, they
Yeah.
had a pretty good idea who it was.
And
they
I
would have
think-
found him.
It felt like he said, like prison was actually a salvation because it sort of stopped it for him because he was just out of control. It was like, I have to keep robbing. I've backed myself into this corner now with
Yeah.
this lifestyle I'm leading. Really, it was like, stop me. And they did.
Amazing. Great stuff.
Well, that brings us to everyone's favourite section of the show where we thank some of our fantastic Patreon supporters. If you want to be involved, you go to patreon.com/2go1pod and you can sign up on any level. There's a bunch of different things that you can be involved in there. Dave will probably run you through a few of them now.
Well, we put out 3 bonus episodes a month.
We put out
We
right
put-
off the bat.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no virgins here.
3 bonus episodes per month.
3 boner experts.
Okay.
Giving out bonus episodes, including 200 in the back catalogue already.
Mm-hmm.
You get instant access to those.
We're not frigid, okay?
Okay?
So we've heard people say it, and we just want to put
We're
on the
not.
record we're not.
We're very horny people.
We're horny and
we
we-
just keep that
Yeah,
off pod
okay.
because we're professionals.
All right.
Exactly.
But
Well,
we fuck.
We do.
Oh, wow.
When the mics are off,
We're fucking
so are the pants.
a normal amount, like whatever you think's
healthy
normal.
amount.
A
Healthy amount.
That.
The exact amount that you think.
What's our body count?
Oh, a
Oh,
reasonable amount.
A reasonable amount.
Nothing prudish, but nothing extraordinary.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay?
So just right in that safe zone.
Exactly.
Probably upper of the average.
Upper of the average,
upper
but
average.
not a concerning amount.
No.
Nothing bullyable either way.
Just right.
We do it all night and we do it just right. If all night's a good amount of time.
Yeah.
If that's what you want.
I don't mind.
Sometimes you want quick and
We
we're
can
out
do
the
it
door.
quick.
That's fine.
Wham bam, thank you, man. We're done.
But if you want longer, we'll clear our schedules.
Okay. That's all we're trying. That's all we needed to tell
That's
you.
all we're trying to say.
Okay.
Yes. As well as access to live tickets before anyone else. The beautiful Facebook group. Lovely little place. We give you shout outs. You get to vote for topics. This one was voted for by the lovely Patreon people. I put out, I had a great old time going through the hat, finding 3 or 4 interesting topics from different parts of the world, and they all wanted to hear about the whiskey robber. So that was cool. Yeah, and then we also just dedicate this whole next section of the show to thanking people by name for their support. This could be you. This could be you.
This could be you.
The first thing we do is talk to the people on the Sydney Scheinberg level or above. These people get to give us a fact, a quote, or a question, or a brayer, or a suggestion, or really whatever they like. This section of the show actually has a jingle, I think, or something like this.
Fact, quote, or question.
He always remembers the ding, she always remembers the sing. And
Bit of
for the
vibrato
first time,
there.
a bit of vibrato. Okay. Bit of harmony.
First time, but not the last time.
Absolutely not.
So, we read 4 of these out, usually, if there's that many. And there are this week. And first up, we've got one from Nathan Damon. You also get to give yourself a title. Nathan's title is Group Dad. Jess, if you don't share the hockey table, the air hockey table, I'm going to sell it on Marketplace.
Dad!
No,
But
Jess.
I bought it!
Give Sophie a turn.
You won't even get a good price, Dad.
Nathan's got a question writing, I recently splashed out on some personal number plates. They are white on a black background to match my black Triton, and while I was tempted to get do go on, I instead opted for bad word.
Bad word?
Bad word, literally just bad word, unless he's self-censoring.
That's funny.
I really hope it's not one of the real bad words.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nathan, how bad are we talking?
Nathan, my goodness.
We need to scale. Because Nathan's over in WA, right?
Yeah.
You can get more letters over there. I think you can get half a sentence, basically, I've seen.
Yeah,
over
we're
Really?
restricted to 6
We're
here, aren't
6
we?
characters. I think I've seen like 8,
It was
10.
bad,
Am I
bad
crazy?
word
Wow.
7. Jeez, it's luxurious over there.
Because
Everything's
we'd
bigger
have
over
to
there.
do like BADWRD,
right.
you know? Still good, actually, but it's better to be able to write the whole thing.
Yeah.
That's funny. Bad word.
Bad words.
I
Bit of
like
fun.
it.
Maybe it's just, it's probably just 7. I think it's just 7, but still, he's using them.
And
We could get, could we get Do Go On?
Yeah, but it's available in Victoria. I've looked it up.
Oh, you have too.
I looked it up. It was,
And
you
we
know,
were going to get a company car.
yeah, we were. First, you got to get the card, then you can get the number plate.
True,
but I
true,
believe
true.
it was like $600 a year or something. It was
It's a bit much,
a
isn't
year.
maybe it's just an upfront fee, but it was at least $600, and I was like, "Is this worth it
it? No.
to not go on a car that doesn't exist?"
No, it's not.
But anyway, we haven't got to
Sorry,
his
Nathan.
question. Nathan writes, my question is, what colour plates would you get and what would they say? And Dave, you have no chance of getting Cobra.
No, why not?
Well, I think it's already
Well, in
taken.
Perth, I could get Cobra 69.
Well, I'm sure that's taken.
Oh, can you look it up? Okay.
Yeah, we've lost Dave now. He's gone
finally-
into a rabbit hole.
Nathan says, well, that's all from me, except to say, Jess, play nice.
No, Dad! It's
Personal-
my air hockey. Mine would be air hockey.
Air hockey.
That would be what my personalised
How would
number
you
plate
spell
would be. AIRHKY.
Okay.
And my car is white, so I could really go any colour. Everything goes with white, doesn't it? I'd go yellow. I don't think they do that, but that's what I would do.
Yeah, like the old school New South Wales number plates.
Oh, yeah.
They were the best plates.
I like them. I like the look of them.
You can
So
definitely
good.
get a yellow and a black background at the very least.
Oh, okay, so like yellow text. No, I
Yeah.
don't like that. That makes me feel like it's Batman. I don't like that.
Oh.
I wanted
Oh,
a yellow
yeah, right.
background and white text, so it's actually very hard to read. And then I would just like be running red lights all day.
Oh, hell yeah.
That makes sense.
All right, maybe I'll go like, no, I don't want the pink one. I currently have black background, white text. I'd stick with that, but it would say air hockey.
Mine would say, and I've just thought of this now, PTS OUT.
PTS.
Uh-huh. OUT. Because we got the 6 letters. If it was a WA one, I'd put a U between the P and the T. And I'd have it on hot pink.
Okay.
I still haven't worked out what
Me
it is.
either.
I mean, it's literally now spelt out.
Well,
Yeah, but I can't visualize it. I'm hungry.
spell it out again with 7.
PUTS.
Puts
OUT.
out. Puts out. Okay.
I went to POTUS? Are you trying to be the
I was
president
like,
of
I
POTUS?
thought he was doing something stout related.
Oh, that's...
I was like, all right, man, we get it. You like beer. But he wants his number plate to be put down. That's good
And I
stuff.
just go around, windows down,
Winking.
music blaring. I'd have a subwoofer in the back, winking at everyone. But sure do.
And what colour is puts out?
Hot pink. It's on hot pink.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's good stuff. Dave, Cobra 69.
I think Cobra 69 is pretty good.
You're a father, Dave. Have some respect.
For cobras?
I'm a dad 69. You can only get I'm a dad 6.
What was that? What was that guy who...
I'm dad 69.
Yeah. That's it. I'm dad 69. We're done.
What was that thing was it you telling me about a few years ago? A guy got in trouble because his whole persona was being a dad, and then it turns out he wasn't or something.
Yeah, he was a husband guy.
Husband
Yeah,
guy.
yeah,
And then
yeah.
he wasn't
Dave, can you get husband guy? You'd have to
He was
get
a
quite a
wife
few of the
guy, a
letters.
wife guy.
HSBNDGU. It could be HSBNDGY, so it would be hard for people to work out what it is.
And I hate those. I hate when I'm like, you've worked so hard to make this kind of fit, and it's just not nice to look at.
There was a
Puts out. Jesus Christ.
friend of a friend back in the day had his name was Chase, but he couldn't get Chase. He got a 5 instead of the S, so all his mates called him Chafivey.
Chafivey! It's Chase, all right? It's a common thing.
That's it. When you have to, because I'd have to have 5s for S's and stuff. I remember seeing in the Glen, the shopping centre in Glen Waverley, where I worked as a teen.
Glen 20?
Oh my God.
That trail's gone cold.
Oh, yeah.
Did you ever get a reply from that, Dave?
No, they just said keep us posted, but I don't think they actually cared. I remember seeing a car with the number plate Jesse, but all letters. Like they got Jesse.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, holy shit.
You have to pay a lot for that.
Yeah.
It was probably Uncle Jesse from Full House, I reckon.
JSSIE, exciting stuff. Yeah.
Well,
it was a big day.
That's a fantastic
I was
day.
like, whoa.
Thank you so much for that question, Nathan
If you
Damon.
could get anything, it would be awesome if you could just get car.
That's pretty fun.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
I was behind a guy yesterday whose number plate wasn't personalised, but it was Bog.
That's
Bog
fun.
389 or whatever.
The best is when it's vag, and you're like, yeah, that's the best. And it's often on those like really fancy number plates. They always say vag, and you're like, incredible stuff.
They always say
They
that.
They always say vag.
happens a lot.
The best is.
You were making your number plate puts out.
Puts out.
I never
getting
suggested
mocked.
it was the best.
That's the best.
The
I
best.
just like that you said it
Vag.
so matter-of-factly. Well, the best is vag. That's the best. We're ranking them at number 1. Vag.
Number 1 vag.
Number 2, daylight. Because vag is the best. Tilly T, aka official champion of fucking things up and fixing it before anyone else notices.
Okay.
Tilly, that's... I mean, if you're going to be able to do it, that's fantastic.
Yeah, it's a dangerous game, but if you pull it off, that would feel so sweet.
That would feel sweet every time. Man, it would be a nerve-wracking life. Tilly's got a brag writing, after a really bloody hard year, I told you a lot about it in my last Fat Quota question, I moved towns and got a new job in my niche industry. I started as the same role I had in my workplace and wasn't expecting much, but my new boss is fantastic, as is the team working for him. Do you want me to quickly recap what the last one was?
Sure.
Because I don't know if people know, Jess's memory isn't that good.
Yeah,
Mine's
just
fantastic.
Jess.
Yeah, Matt and I we know
certainly
exactly what's happening with you, Tilly, but just to get Jess back up to speed,
Yep.
please remind Jess and Jess alone.
Yep.
I'll take the headphones off. Don't need to hear this.
Yep. Because you obviously remember.
Had an incident at work that led to workers' compensation not being able to return to their workplace that they loved and trained their whole life to be in. It was really shit, very bleak times, but the pod got them through.
Oh, yes, I do remember that.
But new job. Fantastic news.
Yes,
Excellent
this is
news.
such good news.
A new town. Oh,
After a week for working for him, he sat me down, told me he'd like to give me the management role I'd been chasing in my old job, and gave me a work vehicle to boot. Ooh,
Yes!
personalised plates.
what are you going to get?
Can we recommend some personalised plates?
Vag. Puts
Vag.
vag out. We could combine a few ideas. We don't know how many letters you get over there, wherever you are.
Puts vag out. Yeah.
Like it's bin night.
Nailed
it's
it in
vag
one.
night. Gotta put the vag out.
And you're...
Jess has given me one of the like.
Sorry, I just didn't like that.
No, I was just letting the audience know.
Yeah.
That Jess
They
doesn't give
knew.
me that look as much as you'd think, but she gave me that look that I get every probably 6 months that
Yeah.
says, no,
Matthew.
that's a no
That's a
from me.
no.
No.
Is it someone's job at the driving place, the Vic Roads we've got here, or DMV, I think that's called in America, where you submit your idea for, I want this. They have like a room where they spitball and say, let's say it out loud a few times, see if it's rude or whatever. And they go, puts vag out. What is it? What do you think that means? And they have to go around the room and sort of yay or nay it.
Yeah.
They're like a sort of focus group.
If that
Everyone's
is a
nailing
job,
it, I
I
think.
want it.
That's so, isn't that be so fun? You look at it and you go, actually, that's slang. That's a slang term for a new drug or something.
Yeah,
And you go,
yeah.
Oh, we can't have that.
Can't have that.
But
Unless they're a drug dealer. Let's find out what they do for
What do
work.
you do for? It can't be false advertising.
Tilly finishes by saying, so excited for the opportunity to prove myself that I can hardly fucking wait for each new day. I don't know, it might not be a huge deal to some people, but I'm stoked. After everything that's happened in the last 18 months, this feels like I finally hit the light at the end of the tunnel, and it's all blue skies from here, baby.
That's awesome.
Couldn't have made it through that dumb dark tunnel without you idiots with me.
Okay, that felt like an unnecessary insult.
Well, it felt apt to me.
That's great.
That's what I knew you were talking to me.
Congratulations, Tilly.
Yeah, that's huge, Tilly.
That's awesome.
Really nice to recognize and acknowledge when, you know, you're having a win after, you know, a shitty time. So that's great.
The next one comes from Simon Ma, and Simon's actually messaged me saying that we've already done this question, but I thought we'll see if there's any update on it.
Okay.
He found out after he'd sent it through that we'd already answered a similar question. But his title is Uncle Simon of the Pod. Everyone needs an Uncle Simon. Now let's all go out for ice cream. Don't tell your
Yes.
mother.
What a fun uncle. I have many
I
uncles.
love how
and
our pod family's really growing.
yeah, I have a lot of uncles and I don't have a Simon. So
No Simon.
I don't have a Simon. Do you have an Uncle Simon?
No Uncle Simon here.
Okay. Matt, you got an Uncle Simon?
No.
What do you
And
do now?
I've got quite a few. Yeah, so it's none Simons. Simon says, hi, pod gang. Today,
Simon.
Hi, Uncle Simon.
I've got a question. More of a thought exercise, but fun nonetheless. If you had to choose 5 liquids to come out of your fingers, like a squirt gun, what would
asked
they be?
this question.
Yeah, that's right. All liquids come out at the temperature you want, and no solids that aren't liquids naturally, i.e. liquid gold. Of course, I have to answer my own question as law demands it. Yes, thank you so much,
But
Simon.
can you have follow-up question? Are you allowed to have mercury liquid at room temperature?
No.
Uh,
Stop trying to poison
Freddie
me.
Mercury at room temperature. Mine would be water, coffee, sriracha.
Oh yeah, 'cause I had hollandaise sauce
Yeah,
last
you
time.
did, yeah.
Chocolate, milk, and piss.
Simon, why?
The first 4 are understandably essential liquids in everyone's diet, and piss surely to weaponize it.
That's got to be the middle finger.
Don't like someone? Bam! Piss finger gun at their trouser front and ruin their day.
Oh yeah, piss off.
Dog pisses on your hydrangeas. Give them a taste of their own medicine.
Piss on the dog?
The uses are endless.
Uncle Simon, you're crazy.
The uses are in the Simon. I'm going to need a few more examples before I
That's
agree.
2,
with that.
and both of them are pissing on things.
I think all of them will be pissing on things.
True.
The variations will be what the things are. Anywho, thanks again for being a fantastic podcast and keep up the great work, gang.
If the piss finger, never thought I'd say that. If the piss
finger.
The man with the piss finger.
if it was connected to my bladder, and because I can't piss standing up, I can't just go in a bush at a music festival when the lines are long. If it meant
In
that
case there's a Hungarian bank robber in there.
Correct.
Yeah, my God, you want to piss all over a bank roll?
Unless he's pissed on your hydrangeas.
yeah, and then I'd piss on him because that's how it goes.
It's a piss for a piss.
Piss for a piss.
Yeah, but if it was your piss, a way to just piss at your finger,
Yeah.
that's
Maybe that'd be all right.
If you could drain.
that's where I thought he was going to be going with it.
But it sounds like a secondary, like he's got a secondary bladder somewhere.
That's just full
Yeah.
of
It's
piss.
just ready to go, and I don't like that. So mine remains the same. I'm having hot coffee, cold coffee, margarita,
I love
premixed
that you remember
margarita.
this.
Now I'm forgetting. Water must have been one of them, and what was the other one? I don't know.
I'm just going off the top of my dome. I'm pretty sure this will be different, but tea perfectly to me. Earl Grey
Yes.
or whatever.
Well, it may as well be piss to me. Just kidding.
You've got your own fingers.
You hate bergamot, don't you?
Oh my god!
However you say that.
Disgusting. I love Russian caravan.
Oh, that is awful stuff. Maybe I don't
Never
know.
had it, but it's just a fascinating name to me.
I
As a non-tea drinker, I'm
I
like,
like-
Russian caravan, a fantastic name.
I just like Rooibos. I think that one's gross. But I do like the idea of having beef against it. Oh, old Russian caravan over here. Yeah, you would, wouldn't
Yeah.
you?
Oh my god, you would steep for more than 2 minutes, you,
You
sicko.
joker. Then what else we got? Water, beer,
Yep.
like a, I don't know which one though, but like a, a pale ale. It has to be one kind of beer, doesn't it?
Yeah. So think about something that you'd happily drink, like all the time.
Yeah. I'd go like a
You're stuck on a deserted island. You've got this beer. What is it?
pale. I'll go like maybe a kite. The kite. Oh, if I could get Deeds before they.
Yeah.
You
The last
could,
batch
yeah.
of you
can have that.
like the Deeds double tone, one of their classic pales.
What if one of them was like a
Or IPAs.
slushy? That'd be fun.
Well, isn't that margarita sort of, isn't it?
Yeah, true. Well, a frozen mug, yes. This isn't a frozen mug I had, but it could be.
Ah,
I'll
right.
go oat flat white,
Yeah.
which would have changed last time. I wasn't drinking oat milk,
Yeah.
but I got converted by someone. I can't remember who.
The girl at the cafe.
It was the girl at the cafe.
Yeah, but do you know how they get that milk?
Foot prisons. Oh, that's right. Yeah, that was that weird guy.
A guy he asked that question, and we were like, "Oh, is he going to tell us something disgusting?" And it's like, "Oh no, they just get it from the oat." Oh, okay.
Cool,
Yeah,
man.
would have guessed that.
Thanks for the convo.
He was a cool guy.
Sorry.
And I don't know what. And a stout,
Yeah.
2 different beers.
Couple of beers? Why not?
Did you have water in there?
Water's in
Water.
there.
I
yeah.
think
yeah.
I'm having lemonade, I think is the other one.
Ooh,
But not, for
lemonade.
Americans, like our lemonade, like Sprite is what we call lemonade.
You're like a carbonated.
Yeah, so I'd have a skinny
Soda.
latte,
What is the other one? Pop.
pop,
I think some areas call it pop, some soda.
pop. My Uncle Tim, I remember him calling it fizzy pop as I was growing up.
Yeah, right.
He listens.
Ah.
He might be like,
Is that
I've
a-
never said that before.
Is that
in
a
my
Kiwi?
life.
Is he Kiwi?
Welsh.
Welsh. You
know-
know what
you know
I
what
mean?
they're
You
like.
know how my brain associates that for some reason New Zealand and Welsh together? So nothing in common, but
Huh.
I don't know why.
Okay.
I think they're just a lot of good comedians come from those places.
That's
or
true.
something.
That is
I don't
true
know.
of both. All right, Dave.
Okay, I'm also starting with water.
Sheep. Is it sheep? No,
yeah,
I don't
we've
know.
all got sheep.
They've got something in common. I'm not sure what it is.
Water.
Mm-hmm.
Orange juice.
Yeah, I knew the orange juice would be in there.
I'd have some sort of pale ale beer.
Yep.
And I mean, they have a lot
This
of
is
sheep.
Dave's turn. This is Dave's
I just
turn.
I'm just saying. I'm not doing the bad joke that they fuck sheep.
No,
I'm
they
just
just
saying
have a lot of
they
them.
have a lot of sheep per
Yeah, yeah,
capita.
yeah.
That's all
Yeah.
I'm saying.
Who knows what they do with them?
Well, they shear them.
Back to Dave.
They don't shag
back
them.
to
That's not
Dave.
what. Okay.
Please, let me say Russian caravan.
Because you also have to think about, like, if you're already sort of like, well, I'm covered, those are good for me, then you sort of think, like, what would be useful for other people? Like, let's say somebody had vodka and then you had a mixer.
I think a team up.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm definitely going to say one of mine is coffee for my wife.
That's
I don't
nice.
drink coffee, but she would love it.
Yeah. If you were just able to get her a coffee at any time.
Because I make her a coffee every morning.
Yeah, which is very sweet.
If I could make it from my finger,
Yep, even
better.
yeah. How does she have her coffee?
Usually an iced oat latte.
Okay, and so you've just got that ready to go on one of your fingers. Make that your ring finger. That'd be nice.
Yes.
Just for the symbolism.
That's a good one. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
nice.
And then probably the fifth one, this is difficult. I would probably say a lime Swiss mountain malt from the pancake parlor.
Oh, great choice. Yeah, see, this
Which
is
is
where I
like
got...
basically like a multi milkshake.
This
with
is where I
lime.
got tripped up the first time, is because in discussing it with my partner, he was like, you should probably have like a protein shake or like a meal replacement shake or something. Not just for like if you're stuck, deserted, but also I don't get enough protein. So I do have to
okay.
rely on like a protein shake in my day. And he's like, you should have that. And I was like, that's logical, sure, but I don't want it because I wanted my 2 kinds of coffee. So he can have a protein shake on his hand for me.
Yeah.
You know, if he loves me, then he could sacrifice one of his, but I'm keeping both my coffees.
Yeah,
And I think that's
right.
reasonable.
Yep.
So I'm going skinny latte, skinny iced latte.
So is that 2 separate ones?
2 separate ones.
Skinny. Skinny.
It's just temperature. It's
Okay.
just the temperature. You know, and it's silly, it's frivolous, but it's my hand.
Yeah.
It's my beverages. Pre-mixed margarita.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going like a Sprite type thing. I've still got one left. Water. Okay, well that's less fun.
water.
But yeah, I think as I don't drink a lot of alcohol, but I do love a marg. So I'm not going to waste another finger on another alcohol, but I can always just add a mixer to some spirit. I'm happy with that.
Great. Lock it in.
Okay.
When do we get the surgery?
I've booked us in for next week, and I've asked if they could do us at the same time. So the other hand that we're not having made into drinks, we'll be holding hands.
That's good.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah, great answers there, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks.
I just thought they were really great.
Yeah.
Like 5 liquids.
Yeah.
I'd be lucky to even name them. I'll try and count them on my fingers now.
Mm-hmm.
Earl Grey.
Yeah, you've actually already answered.
What?
So let's
Sorry,
just
I
move
drifted
on.
off. All right, here's the next one comes from Dave Loring, aka Supple-Lipped Dave.
Oh,
Okay. Coming for the title. Okay.
Have you given yourself that title, or has somebody else said that to you?
Well, he's not here. Sorry, Jess.
Oh, what?
And Supple-Lipped Dave has a brag. I mean, surely you've already done that.
This has to be about your lips. And if
hope
it's
so.
not, you've lost the plot, David Loring.
David writes, "Hey mates, thought I'd come in swinging with a truly amazing brag. Prepare yourselves accordingly.
Okay,
I have-
I'm holding onto the table.
I have 6 times in a row finished a chapstick entirely and actively purchased a new one.
Get the actual fuck out. What?
What do you mean?
Instead of just losing them without realizing and only discovering that when I've gone to use it.
I don't think that's possible.
No.
6 times in a row?
6 times?
I think that we can all agree this is a truly spectacular feat of human achievement, that I am basically a god now and that I've simultaneously mastered the art of humility. Hope you're all well. Stay awesome.
That's incredible.
I'm so impressed, friend.
That is amazing.
Chapstick. What else do you call chapsticks again?
Lip balm?
Lip balm. That's right.
That's what we call it.
Lip smacker.
Yep.
We go smackers for lip smackers. We go ape over grape. Gum is so yum. Get a fruit and also
You
fine.
didn't have friends as a kid, did you?
That doesn't ring any bells?
It was a lot of ads for you.
No, I remember the product
The
Lip
ads
Smacker.
were your
but
friend.
We go ape over grape.
I'm just realising. He didn't have conversations with other kids.
Whereas in the ad breaks, what you would do is you'd turn off the TV
Yeah.
and go and just frolic with friends
Of course.
for 2.5 minutes
Yeah.
before returning to the...
You're saying that like that's a weird thing to do.
Well, I'd never frolicked. That's true.
Yeah.
Ads were my friends.
Ex-
Advertising
Literally all the things I've been saying.
products were my comfort. Marketers were my guardians.
David Loring, that is amazing.
6 in a row.
Congratulations.
6 in a row. Can you go for 10?
Yeah,
Let us know when you hit
let's see.
10. I wonder
Yeah.
how long it takes too. Is it like a month? Or is it like 3 months per
Yeah, it
stick?
depends on how much you're using it.
Because this is a glass half full, half empty thing.
Yeah.
Are your lips that supple if you need that much chapstick? You know what I mean? They're supple
because of, exactly right.
But are they now, like...
Too supple.
What if you get lost on a deserted island and you have no more chapstick?
That's a genuine hell for me. I have some in my pocket at all times.
Yeah, but
How
we're
often
talking about chapstick. the humblest of all brags. I've got something in my pocket at all times.
I said some.
Oh, okay.
How often are you putting it on?
You sit right next to me as we do this podcast, and you've never seen me reach in and grab this and put it on mid recording.
I've never seen that product in my life.
I've never seen it either.
I do it all the time.
And
I'm obsessed
I picture
with it.
the little one with like a twirl it up and it's got a little.
This is a tube one, like a.
Do you get through it or do you lose it?
What I've done with these ones since I've discovered this particular lip balm that I like is when it gets really low, I buy another one, but there's still a little bit left in the old one, so I put that in like the bag I take to walk the dog, or it sits on my desk. So whenever you need a little bit,
Okay.
I've still got it.
I really didn't think this was going to kick off so much chat, David. You've done a fantastic job there. Look at that.
I don't like your attitude.
You could be
today.
a segment producer on
I do
one
not-
of Jess's radio shows.
like
The way
your
that has
attitude.
created
You
content there.
You are just a nasty little man.
Colin, what do you do with your chapped lips?
Hi.
Oh, yes, I'm a beekeeper and I just use some of the wax from the bees and it works out fantastic.
Have you ever been stung by one of the bees?
A couple of times, yes.
That's fun.
Great.
You got a favourite bee?
Yes, River.
River.
River's my favourite bee.
Oh, that's nice. All right, thanks for calling.
Sorry, can I just have a bit
Thanks for calling. All
Oh,
right.
can I have a Bataki ham? I want a ham. Give me. Sorry, no, you just put it Are you just beeping at me now?
We're reversing the studio. We're doing an OB today. All right, that brings us up to another section where we thank people on the shout-out level or above. I think that's Ask Prod or above.
Yeah.
And Jess normally comes up with a game based on the topic at hand.
Well, this is the whiskey robber. So what kind of robber are they?
Okay.
Love it.
How do we want it? I like how we've been splitting it up lately. Someone reads out the names.
Yeah.
Someone says, I reckon,
Okay.
someone reads the name, someone says the thing, and someone says the kind of criminal.
Yeah. That sounds great. So I want to say the kind of criminal.
Okay. Dave, you want names or the whiskey level thing, the adjective?
Happy to read out some names here.
Okay.
Great.
You just did a lot of reading there.
Appreciate that.
Hey, I think you're going to know.
I really
that.
like reading out the names. All of a sudden, I'm sweating.
Well, we could swap halfway if you
All
like.
right, let's see. If you tell me if you think I need help.
Okay.
Who's gonna? Yeah, I think you need help, mate. I've been telling you that for a few years,
I'm
Jan.
just going to empty my head
Yeah, that was
and
quick.
my bladder, and we'll
You piss on a dog.
piss on a dog.
And I'm ready to go.
All right. So you're going to do the criminal after me or before me?
After.
Yeah. Okay. So we're going to do it in
Like the whiskey
chronological
robber.
order.
Yeah.
All right. So I'll read out from, first of all, I'd like to thank from Norwich. Aha. I would like to thank Meg Bays.
Walking stick.
Robber.
She's that good.
That is good.
The walking stick robber. Do we talk about what they've done? Or?
What do you think?
What do you reckon?
Oh, okay.
Do you think it's like part of a disguise, or they use that as a weapon,
I think that they're stealing walking sticks.
Oh, stealing walking sticks.
Yeah.
Correct.
Right, there you go. I mean, if you keep going, you eventually find one of those cool ones that's got like a sword or something.
Yeah.
Or
yeah.
like a shot.
Or a mirror. And
a
you go,
drink
oh,
and something.
maybe it's a good thing I took it off this perv.
Ugh. Yeah.
I'll say Meg also contacted me via the DMs on Patreon because she'd slipped through the cracks. And if anyone has, and Meg was so polite about it and said, I would normally never do it. I'm British. This is making me feel...
I'm from
And
Norwich.
I'm like, oh, I don't know if that's... I've got that too.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel the same way. So that's why I'm saying, please feel no pause
Yep.
to get in contact in
Don't
the Patreon
hesitate.
DMs if you think you might have been skipped.
Yes.
Yeah, please. We will. It's, I mean, if you go like, "Oi, you toilet, you've skipped me, you dogs, I'll kill you." Like, that's a bit far. But if you just say, "Hi, I think I've been skipped," that's absolutely fine.
I'm all right back. Shut your lid,
You toilet.
I'll gut you, dog. And then we'll say, no worries, we'll get to you on the next episode.
And I will say, if you do reference any of these things that Jess just said
Yep.
in that thing, I will not recall it,
And just, he will be upset.
or I'll be
And he'll take it out on me.
We've
I'll
actually
be
got-
excited.
We've got an auto response on most of our things that just says, I do not recall.
I'm
We should
sorry,
have
I do
that.
not recall.
I do not recall. Have a good day.
So we recorded that 7 minutes ago. I do not recall. Meg Bays, walking stick robber, thank you so much. Appreciate your support.
Okay.
Now from San Jose in California, it's Sarah B.
The bucket hat.
Robber.
Okay, this time I'm thinking the bucket hat robber is wearing a bucket hat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's so big that like it's covering their whole head, so no one knows what what Sarah B looks like.
Yeah. It just got holes cut out.
Yeah.
The literal bucket.
It's a bucket. Yeah.
She's a Ned Kelly style.
Yes.
Yeah.
For
An,
the modern
an
day.
American version of
With a plastic
which
bucket.
is plastic and mass produced
Beautiful.
with holes. Thank you so much, Sarah B. I would like to thank from Queenstown in Tasmania, beautiful part of the world. This is Moss Lover Iris.
Oh, that's nice.
Ooh. The chicken egg.
Robber.
Really?
I think, Dave, you might need to not take over from me, but maybe Jess.
What?
I
Do
you
think
wanna
she
swap?
might be running out of steam.
What do you mean?
No, I think you're doing a great
I'm
job.
doing my
okay.
job.
But
I'm
I should do something different because we'll share that. So maybe I'll swap with Matt and then you can keep doing what you're doing.
Okay, great.
Well, next up, I'd love to
So
thank...
with Moss Lover Iris, we've got to say the chicken egg robber.
Yes.
Come
is
on, Dave. That one's self-explanatory,
stealing
right?
chicken egg?
No, they are a chicken egg. God,
Oh, a large.
Dave.
Oh, one of those costumes where it's like an egg.
No,
with
Dave, it's not a costume.
It's
It's an egg.
It's not a lifestyle choice.
It's gone rogue.
I think, and they that's why they love moss. They're a rolling egg, which is so brutal because they catch no moss.
And they're a moss lover.
Yes, that is actually brutal. But they just like being near it. They don't want to catch it.
Sorry, moss lover Iris. Oh, next, I'd like to thank from location unknown to us, has not been provided. We can only assume they are deep, deep, deep within the fortress of the moles. And thank you to Rachel Guy.
The canister.
Thief.
Ooh, that's good.
You happy?
That's
Where does
pretty
that
good.
Where'd that come from?
I was just trying to have some fun.
the canister
I was trying to have some
thief.
fun. I get in trouble for having
Okay,
fun.
canister thief. Well,
What's a canister?
Like a thing to put stuff in.
Okay.
taking canisters?
Taking canisters.
Or are they using canisters?
No, they are a canister.
Oh, okay.
No, they're stealing canisters.
From
Fred's Storage World.
Oh, not Fred.
And
Fred,
that
he's-
shit's expensive.
He's in a hard time.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
steal.
He's just had to double mortgage his home.
Yeah. It's quite similar to Howard's Storage World, but it's his brother Fred.
Oh, right. Did they
And
used to be together? They were
It
just
used to be
storage
Fred
world.
and Howard.
Fred's the good one too.
Yeah.
Howard's a real piece of
Howard's
shit.
a dog. But yeah, that place is expensive. So, yeah, it's actually worth quite a lot what they're stealing.
Oh, God.
Rachel Guy, the canister thief.
All right, do you want to let Matt read some names? Is that what you want to do,
From
Matt?
Manchester in MO. What's their MO in the United States? It is
it Missouri?
Rebecca
Montana?
Thierman.
Let me tell you. I'll look at it right now. It is Missouri.
And
And the name was, sorry, I spoke over it. Let's give them.
Rebecca Thierman.
the
Okay. The bulldozer.
robber.
She's back.
Right. He literally is back.
I got Rachel Guy. I did my best for you, Rachel Guy. You got Thief. But everyone else, I'm so sorry.
And
that
is the
Jess is
bulldo-
phoning it in this week.
The bulldozer.
You've been waiting months for your shout out. I'm so sorry that Jess is doing
And
this.
you go on some of the most dog shit riffs.
They
And,
get edited out,
and
I'm
we're
sure of it.
supposed to
They do
follow
not.
you on them. And I'm doing a little bit,
I
and
love
I'm
it.
getting abused.
But I'm going to ask the
What do you-
bulldozer
how do you mean-
robber.
what do you mean you're being abused?
Fucking believe
What do you mean
No,
abused?
don't even talk
Let
to
me
me right now.
defuse the situation by asking thieving bulldozers or using the bulldozer to like ram shit.
Yeah, ramming shit.
That's fucking cool.
But it's funny because they're actually ramming other bulldozers and then stealing that bulldozer. They're like
one for
towing
one.
bulldozers.
Wow.
Oh,
So-
it's a big chain.
Yeah.
Oh, like a conga line of bulldozing.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
See, that's fun. See, she's having fun, Matt.
Oh no, we're all having fun.
I'm not having fun.
Was it you, Dave, or was it Jess who did the Killdozer bonus episode all those years
Yes,
ago?
I did the Killdozer, which is often requested because not everyone knows the list of Patreon bonus episodes. But if you want to hear the story of the Killdozer, which is still, for me, one of the most wild things I've ever come across.
Yes.
A disgruntled man in America decided to destroy half his town by bulletproofing a bulldozer and just going on a rampage and just like bulldozing stuff.
Wild story.
Absolutely wild. So yeah, if you want to hear that, that is a Patreon bonus episode that you'll hear right away as soon as you unlock those.
Well,
those
you got to
rewards.
press play. It doesn't just automatically.
Yeah, it's just beaming into your
You
brain.
might have to search for it and then hit play. But,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
it's like 2 steps. It's pretty easy.
Yeah. So like, do you need Dave to hold your hand?
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
You're hungry, aren't you?
I will happily hold your hand.
It's showing.
I like to hold hands.
I'm just trying to do a riff, Jess, and you're not supporting me.
Fine, I'm going to read out the next name from Yeovil,
In
Somerset. It's Charlotte Thompson, who is the
donkey.
Robber.
Okay.
You know, like, I'm glad he said that because I went to Fiddler.
I went to fucker.
The donkey fucker.
Working your way through the options.
See, Charlotte Thompson, honestly, we gave you the best
We
one
gave
there.
you the best
You could have been the
option.
donkey fiddler, the donkey fucker.
Donkey
no.
fiddlers.
You're the donkey robber. That's
I've been
better.
to Yeovil. Went and saw a game. Yeovil play Portsmouth out at the Yeovil.
Beautiful. And what are the donkey?
Yeovil Oval?
Yeovil Oval? It could have been.
She's back.
I never left. He just stopped loving me.
Come on, love her again.
It's so
Give
good.
her some love.
It's so good to have that lovable Jess back because that last one, whoever that was here, ugh, irksome.
Right, I'm moving on from Cape Town in South Africa. Great to have you on board. Go Southern Hemisphere. Stefano Menegaldo.
Ooh, beautiful name.
Lovely name, Stefano. Thank you so much.
The magic, would that work?
I
Is that
guess.
like whiskey? Or magician?
The magician murderer.
Whoa! Oh my God! Watch out, David Copperfield. They're on the loose.
Now, killing murderers, magician murdering, or murdering magicians.
Murdering magicians.
Yeah, it's got to be set in Vegas. This one.
Yeah.
Everyone's a
Stefano's
suspect.
story.
Yes.
From South Coogee in New South Wales in Australia. Please, and thank you to Lugu. Lugu is that is one of the great names.
From Coogee. Lugu from Coogee. Anyway. Look, okay, I'll say it first. The aquarium.
That's how it works.
I'll say it first.
Yeah.
All right, sorry, I'll take this one. I don't know if it was actually up to me.
I read the name. Jess is doing robber every time.
Okay,
Who do you think it was up to?
Here we go. What about this? The robber.
Oh, that's freaking me out. What does that mean?
Robbing robbers.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait for the robber to leave the bank as
That's
they run
great.
out.
And then go,
Yeah, what's this called again? Where you fucking
clothesline
them
Oh,
and
yeah.
then take their money.
and you say, I'll be having that.
Yeah, and then you walk off real cool.
That's great. And they get arrested too,
Yeah,
so they
yeah.
can't even come after you.
That's classic. Like, that does happen in some classic movies where there's keeps being switches. You know, you got two spies or something. Thank you.
Yes.
That's good. I love the robber. All right. Please.
I love the robber.
Hey, is this Shaggy?
Mr. Robber.
Finally from, oh my God, home of the Wigsphere, I think, Knoxville, Tennessee.
Oh my God, the Wigsphere, beautiful.
Thank you so much to Krasana Carl.
Okay, Krasana Carl is the...
I'll take this one.
the silver...
Fox.
Oh, that's a good
Robber.
name.
Oh,
yeah.
because last week the Silver Fox was a cop. This week,
Yeah.
a robber.
Whoa.
Taking it back. Dave's taking it back.
I'm reclaiming
For
the
the
title.
robbers?
Yeah, that's right. They took
my
our
culture.
They took
Criminals.
Exactly, they took our silver fox.
Well, that leaves us just with the Triptych Club, as Dave's teacher incorrectly taught us all indirectly.
Sorry about that.
But I love Yosemite.
Oh, Yosemite.
so
on
beautiful.
my toast. And I
Florida quays.
want to just introduce two into the Triptych Club this week. If you don't know what
They
the
actually
Triptych Club
do
is,
spell the keys. I'm so sorry.
Oh, they spell it.
They are
geez.
key players. Okay, there's other quays, all right?
so we're so close, and I feel like I'm losing my mind in a good way. And the Triptych Club, it's theatre of the mind. If you are on the shout-out level or above for 3 straight years, you get welcomed in. You're not allowed to leave, but you wouldn't want to even if you wanted to. It's everything you want it to be. There's an ice hockey table. There is a kitchen. There's a bar. Mm-hmm. There's couches.
There's music.
Dave books a band. Jess has apparently made peace with the fact that I'm putting ice on her air hockey table.
In what universe have I made peace with it? It's just that Nathan Damon said I had to share.
Okay.
But I'm pretty fucking upset about it, actually.
Okay. Well, I thought we'd meet in a middle ground.
You thought our relationship was good.
Yeah,
You thought you and I
thought we were. I thought
in
we
a
were
good place.
all good.
What?
Thought we were in the good place.
No.
So, Dave, you've booked a band for the after party.
You're never going to believe it, team. You will not read about this.
Mm-hmm.
This whole episode was about a bank robber ice hockey player.
Yeah.
You never believe it. Headlining the club tonight, we've got Hockey Dad.
No way. Australian band.
There you go.
Bit of
Hockey
fun.
Dad.
Hockey Dad.
Yep.
And Jess, you normally have a cocktail that's sort of got something to do with the topic at hand.
Yeah, I do. It's brandy. And also some Hungarian food.
Ooh, sausage.
Sausage, chicken paprikash, and goulash soup. It's very
Ooh.
good.
Oh, no. What kind of temperature are you serving the goulash?
I was hoping you wouldn't ask.
Oh, no. What happened?
It's too hot.
Oh, God.
It's really fucking hot.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Jess,
I'm going to have to leave it out for a bit, and then it's going to get that weird film over the top of it, you know? But it's the only... Otherwise, we'll have a lawsuit on our hands, and I don't think our public liability is going to cover us anymore.
No, but I think once people step into the Triptych Club, it is technically its own territory.
Okay.
Yes, and you can't leave to sue us.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have lawyers, so...
No,
they're not allowed.
That's
Okay,
one of our
then yeah, soup's
one of our
up.
laws is no lawyers.
Soup's up. Enjoy.
So Dave's on stage. He's the MC. Jess is hyping him up. She's
Yep.
got her hand on his ass,
Yes.
which is weird because this is theatre of the mind. But and
I think it's weird.
I'm about to
I think it's quite nice.
Well, it really matters more what Dave thinks
Okay,
of it.
Dave, what do you think of it?
Love it. Love it.
There you go.
Level it.
Love it.
Oh,
Mr. Lover Lover.
That was one of my best jokes.
That's so funny.
It didn't get enough.
it got quite a bit.
Shay, what are you talking about? I loved it. What do you want me to have another breakdown of a Brad Piss?
I loved it more, and that's the problem.
There's two people coming in. I'm about to read out the name. Dave will hype you up, and then Jess will hype Dave up. Please welcome into the club. Make him very welcome. Make some noise from Sacramento and California. It's Susie Darrow.
On the straight and narrow with Susie Darrow.
Welcome in, Sacramento Suze,
That was cool.
as Lexi dubbed her many episodes ago on Who Knew It. And from Burton-on-Trent, from Great Britain. Please welcome in Katie May.
Where there's a Will, there's a Katie May.
Yay!
Katie and Susie, please make yourselves at home.
Fantastic names.
Grab
Katie
some
and
soup.
Susie?
Katie and Susie. Fantastic
I like
combo.
them too.
Love it.
I still think name of the day is Lugu, but
Agreed.
please, everyone who's already in the club, enjoy some soup, have some brandy, enjoy some Hungarian sausage. I'd wait on the goulash. Jess, is there anything we need to tell people before we go?
That if they want to, they can suggest a topic. Anybody can. There's a link in the show notes. It's also on our website, which is dogoonpod.com, where you can find info about all of our other podcasts and live shows and merch and all sorts of fun stuff over there. And you can find us, like we said at the start of the episode, on social media at dogoonpod or dogoonpodcast on TikTok. Dave, boot this baby home.
Hey, we'll be back next week with another episode. But until then, I'll say thank you so much for listening and goodbye.
Later.
Bye.